now.
So, hey everyone.
We're live.
Hey, good evening. Well, today I am doing the intros. This
Yep.
is
Hey.
different. This is different. I am Andrew, and today I get to be in charge of everything, which means
Yay.
payback for the DM who tried to kill us last week.
I didn't try and kill all of you. I was only trying to kill a Nurin.
And you did.
Yeah, but
And
it was
you
really,
did.
really fun.
It was quite fun. It was quite fun.
It was worth it. It was worth it. I got to
But-
kiss a siren.
You did get to kiss a siren, that is true.
And she
But-
kissed back.
And she kissed back.
Yeah, real
And she bit back as well.
Yeah.
Some people
But-
like that.
But we are not here
Sorry,
for the
Bear just
today.
said some people like that. I think we've established we're not a BDSM podcast.
Have we?
We have to establish that frequently. We have to keep
Yeah.
reminding people. But anyway, we are here today as the Mini Adventure Groups podcast. I hope podcast Twitch stream. Twitch stream. I am already mucking this up brilliantly. Well done, me. We are here as a Mini Adventures group today. Let's have people introduce themselves, and we will start today with Kate.
Hey, I'm Kate. I am playing Kitsara Waywalkit, who is a gnome druid, and she serves the goddess of spoon.
And now we will go to, I'm going to roll a dice for this.
The first dice roll of
Oh,
them.
I knew I forgot to find
Yeah.
something. Where are my dice?
And we will go to David at that.
He found his dice. It's all good.
Yeah, you're up, David.
I'm David, and I play Cow Amity, who is a standard human and a lower than standard wizard, who I believe, since we're back in the pub, is getting over his hangover with more beer.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds like a legitimate way forward for him.
Yeah.
Let's go to Jess.
I'm Jess, and I'm playing Tariel. Yeah, the elf monk. And I am currently trying to decide if I'm still salty at Florian or not.
Well, we should ask him about that. So, Brian, why don't you introduce yourself next?
Yeah. So, hi, my name's Brian. I am playing Florian Boyette, the thief rogue who is human and who may have a habit of kissing things. And while he was somewhat amorous or flirtatious with one of the other player characters named Tariel, she may have gotten mad. She may have gotten mad that I was kissing other things. And
Other
I've been
things,
thumped
a
more than
giant
once.
spider.
Things being the generous term here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a giant spider, and then a dragon worshipping zealot. It tried to kiss an illusion out of a box, and it told me no, which was probably good. That was for the best. Still got me thumped. Consent is a thing.
And then you kissed a chair.
I did. I kissed a chair.
Did kiss a
He
chair.
likes it.
I like
I have to ask at this point, is kissing everything you meet just sort of a hallmark of all your characters across the whole
No.
spectrum of your D&D experience, or is it
No.
just chance that it's happened to both the characters we've
I
seen?
planned the
recently?
siren before Florian had kissed anyone.
Yeah. So no, actually, this is a complete departure from how I normally play anything.
Oh, okay.
And it was just that it was just a random thing. Like Florian was like, I'm gonna just do something ridiculous because I feel like it, just because it was on my mind. And yeah, no, so I did that, and then it just was like, okay, well, look, if I can't trick it or stab it, I'm gonna kiss it, because we don't know that it won't work until I've tried it.
And that's now
Me.
your motto for everything else you meet, including furniture.
Yes,
That
it was
is
Just
tricking
to
Florian's
me.
see.
I didn't feel like stabbing it, so I had to kiss it.
I mean,
Oh,
the first
evening,
thing you
Mikey.
kissed did turn into a princess. I mean, it did slap you and run away at that point, but
But it got rid of the spider. It worked one time out of 4 or 5 now. I don't know. And it absolutely killed a
odds.
Niran on the other stream, but
Hello, damn it, Mikey, and the LBs, and Jolly Roger, and
Yeah,
Castle and
welcome
Claire
all,
Cat.
welcome all. And we
Hello,
have
everyone.
one more character who I believe needs to introduce themselves. So, Bear, hello.
My character is introducing this apparently. Morgan, I is played by Bear. I am a half orc, and my player is Bear. He thinks his chicken is a holy creature because it's made of feathers. And he's just got a phoenix feather or a golden feather from Tariel when she came back.
Yes.
And Mocha now
gave
is
you all
wondering where she
gifts.
went and managed to get the phoenix feather from.
I just bought it on the way home. Oh, were you actually asking my character what happened?
I think Morkan will probably go. So, because we've been standing around for half an hour, or however long.
I know we've been standing around for a while. I think.
What have we been doing? GM.
drinking.
Yeah, what have we been doing?
Well, hold on, just because I see damn it Mikey in the chat, who I don't believe has been around much before. I know
Oh,
him
yeah.
well. So just before that, let's bring people up to speed. But the last characters we need to introduce for these new people coming in. Why don't those of you with pets quickly introduce your pets?
yeah.
Because they seem quite important.
Yes, we've all got a pet. Every single one of us now has a pet. I'll go first. I have Kulduro, the ice frog, who I picked up on my very, very first adventure with Tariel, which was off stream. But yeah, I picked that up in an ice cavern somewhere.
Mokan, you have your chicken.
Yes, who pecks my neck and is completely useless at everything else.
Kutsara.
Katsara has Spoon Lord, who is the best of boys. He is a dog that we bought from a pawnbroker and
Stole.
renamed. We bought, didn't we?
We bought him with the money we stole from him.
That sounds about right for you guys.
Spoon
Glorious.
Lord was honestly gained.
Sarah will not have it any other way.
Right.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
Spoon Lord is
Florian.
awesome.
Spoon Lord is awesome. And I have a tiny brass dragon about the size that could hold 1 coin, 1 gold coin. And everywhere that gold coin goes, the little dragon will follow. So the little dragon is in my coin pouch, guarding all of my gold. And I have named her Bellatrix.
It's an awesome name.
Gift from Tariel. Before she knew I was kissing spiders.
Yeah.
Sorry, resubscribed. Thank you, Wolfsong.
Oh, thanks, Wolfsong. And Cal, do you have a pet? Because honestly, I'm
Yes.
not
Well,
aware of this.
Cal, I believe, is at this point wolf songs, not wolf songs. Wrong words. Spoon Lords. It's just associated with Spoon Lord so much. Spoon Lord's pet. I'm pretty sure Spoon Lord claimed Cal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
So you are a pet
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes, he did.
Right, okay, that
Yeah.
answers a question for me. Then.
Spoon Lord has peed on him many times to claim him as his own. He
Oh,
got
thank
very
you for the
cross when
bits.
the
Oh, thank you for the
dragon
bits.
tried to eat his wizard.
And Cal himself has a tiny mimic called Nibbles, which eats gold coins and is currently not happy that there's a little dragon guarding gold coins.
Aw.
Oh my
Only
gosh, I
one
didn't even
coin.
think about that.
Yeah.
A guard and a gobbler. Like
Yeah.
this. There's tension already brewing, guys.
Between the pets, there is, yeah.
Right.
Oh, no, I suppose technically there's tension between us too. So, yeah, there's lots of tension.
There's
right
tension
now.
everywhere.
Why
full
is
of
it all
drama,
centered
this.
around me? Right.
Mm.
Possibly because you keep trying to kiss everything.
Good way to create drama. Yeah.
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 Speaking
Aw,
of drama,
Song. Tension that will eventually become a romance. Maybe. It depends if Florian can work it all out.
I thought we were still talking about Nibbles and Bellatrix.
Oh,
There's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe they are.
here, guard this
Maybe
coin
Wilson
while you
is.
eat it. Like I don't know how that works.
I'll make of an interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
But anyway, last time, despite all the tension everywhere, you were trying to relieve some stress after some long and difficult adventures fighting dragons and slaying them despite impossible odds. You had rested up for a few days when you heard of a marvelous carnival coming into the town where you were staying called the Carnival of Dreams, hosted by one Gadwin Munderson. You tried to find out as much as you could about the carnival after seeing the townspeople nailing boards to the wall, and they all seemed really, really happy despite the fact they had to be protecting their homes in such a way, which left you a little bit suspicious about the fair despite everyone saying that it was the most marvelous thing ever to come through town. You attempted to sneak into the fairgrounds itself, but found no one around, and mysteriously the furniture and all the tents seemed to set themselves up. And then one of the town's little girls came out and told you to come back to town, as Gadwin Munderson doesn't like people snooping in to try and work out his tricks and games. So you return to the pub, and that is where we left you last time. It begins.
Awesome.
So going back to the beginning where we were talking,
What
and
we're
Morkan
talking.
goes. Morkan is like twiddling his phoenix feather. He looks up at Tariel and goes, "Where can I find more phoenix feathers? Did you find it in your adventure?"
No. I bought it from the market on the way home. I saw it and thought it would cheer everyone up.
It is very pretty. And
Yep.
where did you go in your adventure then, if it wasn't to collect these wonderful gifts?
I went home.
Oh, I like home. It's like my
Yeah,
home.
No. I've not had enough drink to talk about this.
Ah, she's obviously left behind a long lost lover or a string of
No.
them.
No.
Oh.
No. I've not had
No?
enough drink to talk about this.
Well, I happen to have another gold coin. I could buy rounds.
Well, if you're buying.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, as you attempt to buy a drink, you notice that the barman is still out the front sorting out the property, and the only other workers, Phyllis, is also outside excitedly talking to people about the coming carnival, and no one is in a rush to serve you.
In that
Great.
case, I'll take
So
the money
I'm-
off Florian, put it down on the bar, and pour myself a drink.
I was about to do the same thing.
Oh, sorry.
Florian did it first.
So, Dex check to see who gets to the bar tap first.
Okay.
Dex check. Here we go.
I don't know.
I'm gonna race you to it.
I gotta pull my character sheet up. I don't even have my character sheet up. What was I
Come
thinking?
on, come on. Race to the bar tap. 1,
I think it's
2,
race to
3.
see who. Oh,
Oh,
this-
technically, I did a saving throw. Was it meant to be a straight dex check?
you still did a saving throw.
Yeah.
Wait, Bear did a saving throw.
Wait, Bear.
What?
Why did
He's
Morgan
so
do a
far
saving
away that he
throw?
just ran into the desk.
He just saw everyone running and just went, okay.
Yep.
Okay, well, despite the fact that you made saves rather than thing, I'm just going to take it at face value. So,
Well, you could just
Tariel-
take 2 off to make it a normal dex rather than a
okay, well,
dexterity
either
save.
way, you still
You
beat
still
Florian to the tap,
Yeah.
and you pour yourself a nice drink.
Okay.
Bob hears the tap going and pokes his head in, sees the money on the table, and is pleased to see that you've paid, and just gives a warning. You might not want to tank up too much for tonight. You want to have your senses good and clear for the carnival.
With that, I down the pint or whatever it is I've just poured. Down the entire thing.
Cal is just going to chuck his mug at you.
Clock out 1, 2.
Wait, who
Do
are
you
you
catch
chucking
it?
the mug at?
Whoever's behind the bar, so Tariel, I
Me?
guess.
Oh, right, okay.
Want me to make
I thought you
another
were ta-
dexterity save?
Chucks it that well.
I caught it.
Tariel catches the mug and is able to put it back on the counter with a flourish, much to Bob's relief, because he does not want his best tankards broken and have to do
Oh, it's
anymore.
all
But
right. It's Cal's own mug. He's using his fancy mug.
oh, okay. Well, it's a good thing it was caught then.
Yeah.
I think
Awesome.
Tariel should drop it now.
No.
Anyway, Bob, on seeing Tariel immediately downing her drink with that, sort of gives a frowning look and stops through his work for a second and goes, "Is something bothering you? You seem very down today for everything going on."
Yeah. I had to kill everyone. Admittedly, there were doppelgangers, but I had to kill everyone almost that I grew up with.
Bob sort of looks back at that and sort of looks down at the ground and sort of scratches his head a bit and goes, "Wow, that's some pretty deep stuff. I guess I can see why the carnival coming into town might be a bad thing for you, but..." And he thinks for a minute and says, "You know what, though? There might be something for you there as well. Maybe if you visit the carnival's Garden of Remembrance, that might help soothe you. It certainly soothed me when my dear Ma passed a few seasons back."
The Garden of Remembrance. I'm not entirely sure I want to remember. That's kind of the point of downing the pint.
Can I just say that I'm glad I didn't know you as a child and met you as an adult?
I didn't kill them because I wanted to. They tried to kill me. That's kind of what doppelgangers do.
Right.
Plus, you guys probably
Glad.
didn't want the entire world to end. I'm pretty sure it was a world-ending event if I hadn't killed them.
You know, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Sorry for your childhood friends. Cheers. We have a world. I love this.
Yeah. Good. Right, moving on. What are we doing about this carnival?
Is there anyone else in the
We
pub?
are going to drink until it's time to go, and we'll
Yep.
try not to vomit on any patrons.
Sounds like a brilliant plan.
Okay,
Well,
so you're deciding to all go to the carnival then.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Carnival!
Yep.
as the day wears on, you have to wait quite a while for sundown and the carnival to open. I'm assuming you're just staying drinking for the day.
Pretty much.
Okay. Can you please make for me, Tariel, some... Depending on
Con
how-
saving throw?
Yeah, I want a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
15.
Okay, you've got a fair ways inebriated over the day. That's going to happen regardless if you're going to be drinking all through the day. But you're still within compliance of yourself. You're still together.
Awesome.
I'm going
Is
to go
it-
drink for drink with her.
Okay, can you make a Constitution saving throw as well, please?
No
I
way
sure
Cal
hope so.
isn't either.
Nice.
Like for like, both roll.
Oh, look at the score.
Both roll.
This isn't competitive.
That is uncanny. And is anyone else engaged in long drink? Oh,
Ooh.
Oh, Cal
Calamity.
tried.
Cal, you have been. Ooh. Yo, I'll just wait for Kutsara to make hers as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's coming.
Yeah.
You
Nope.
guys might be carrying Morgan.
Morgan had 1 pint.
Right. Kutsara, you
those
have
clerics.
remained the most on form out of everyone, and that might be because you know about the carnival coming to town. I think you rolled best last time for
Yeah.
your knowledge of its history, so you're quite excited to wait and see what's there and enjoy all its libations. Mokan, you have not only gone like for like with everyone, you've misunderstood what like for like is and you've gone like for like with literally everyone and drunk 1, 2, 3, 4 pints to represent everyone at the table, and you are now properly wobbling on your feet and in danger of decorating the carnival in many shades of green when you eventually go there. Cal, you are a little woozy on your feet. You've not thrown up yet, but you are definitely a little woozy and not in your proper state.
Every 10
And-
minutes, the DM will hit the Cal button and see if something random happens anyway.
It'll be interesting. Is there a Cal side effect button for sobering up, or for water just being dumped on him?
You could just
That
press the
seems
button
to
anyway.
happen a reasonable amount to him anyway.
Yeah, true, true. Anyway,
Alright.
as
I'm
the
just con-
so go on.
Sorry, I'm just gonna. Sorry.
Okay.
Is she still there?
No
or...
idea. No,
Okay,
I think
so
she had to go.
okie dokie. Shall I continue or should we wait for a second?
I'd carry on. We can always fill Kate in.
Okay, so
I
the
forgot my
sun.
Sainsbury's delivery.
Do you need to go as well?
No, it was a 5.
What? It's now
What?
8.
Yeah, they knocked on the door. I've just forgot.
They knocked on the door at 5 and you've left them there. Are they still there?
Just outside, just like, come on there.
I am going to check the front door.
Okay,
but I
Bear is
think-
also drunk, not just Mokan.
Yeah.
Be back in a second.
Okay.
Right, I think we will pause just for a sec while
Yeah,
Bear-
that's probably a good idea to pause that.
Down 2 players.
Yeah.
All right. So should Florian and Tariel?
Oh,
I'm
what? Are
gonna.
we having another discussion? Are
Oh,
we gonna role
no.
play while they're gone?
Oh yeah, we're gonna role play. You think? You think that I have been just wantonly kissing things? I am
Yes.
sorry.
Cal just said yes. It really
I've not
sounds
kissed
like
Cal
it.
yet.
Yeah, I wouldn't kiss Cal either. That just shows you've still got at
Aw.
least one brain cell left.
And I'm trying to get that brain cell drunk. Now, what I propose, you and I should arm wrestle.
Okay.
Let's
for
do
it.
this.
Strength checks.
Strength checks? Strength
Strength
saves
check.
or strength check?
Strength checks, because you're actively. A save would be if you're trying to
Okay.
resist the other, but you're both trying to outdo. So
Okay.
check. You are both weak. You are both weak. So you know what? Cal watches in dumbfounded amazement as you're both there, just going with your hands, but
Yeah.
making no real progress at all.
Whatsoever.
And it ends in the lamest stalemate of all time.
Great.
Cal is going to cast precipitation to make sparks fly around them and go, woo, well done, guys.
GM, I think that means you need to press
Yeah, already on it.
the...
And as you try and interrupt their very well matched, if sadly matched, battle, your instructor from the academy appears next to you, berates you for interrupting a match, and teleports back to where they came from, and you suffer 1 psychological damage.
Ah, not them again. Why do they always know when I'm doing something wrong?
Did this be considered a long rest?
No, because you've been
We've-
drinking and you've been
Short rest, probably.
yeah, short rest, yeah, but the damage you take now is happening near the end of it, so I'm not going to let you heal that 1 psychological damage if that's what you mean.
No, I was looking at my hit points. I'm fine. I'm missing 8, so I'm not.
Oh, that's
think
'cause
eight.
I
Yeah, you know, I'll
punched
go ahead.
you. That's
I'll
because
go
I
ahead and-
punched you when I got back.
Oh yeah, yeah, you got punched. Yeah, no,
Uh,
you can use your thing to heal some of this if you want.
All right,
I
I'll
thought
use a
we
hit die.
slept overnight before.
You know, we've slept
After.
overnight in between.
Yeah.
Right, but in the course of me being an idiot, I've taken 8 points of damage somewhere.
Yeah, that was me
Okay.
punching you literally when I got back.
Yeah.
and we've slept
Yesterday.
since then because of the story. So
Did we?
yeah, we slept
Oh.
after I got back because we
Did
all
you
woke
punch?
up
Did
after
you
our
punch
dreams. It
him
was
when
before the
he?
dreams. It was before
Yeah.
the
Did
dreams.
you punch him when he tried to kiss the box version of you? Is that where the damage came from?
No, I punched it. No, I just walked away then. I punched him literally when I heard he kissed a spider.
Okie dokie. Yeah. So that was before. So you can just have
Alright.
your hit points
Cool.
back for that.
Cool.
So
Alright.
that's from before.
Oh.
Anyway, is
Sorry, can I just add something? While
Yeah.
they're doing the whatever
Arm
it's
wrestle.
called, arm wrestle. Thank you. Morkan will try and push one side with his finger to see to try and finish the stalemate.
Which one of us are you trying to help?
Whichever, whoever's closest.
before you do that, Mokran, before you make that strength
Yeah.
check, can you please make a perception check? You are so drunk from drinking everything that you see too many hands wobbling before you, and you poke the wrong one, and you just slam your finger down into the table. And it
Do I take
hurts.
damage?
No, you don't take damage, but it does sting a little.
Morkan
Anyway,
doesn't like tables or bars or doors. Anything made of wood, it seems.
After a couple of minutes, Tariel's going to give up.
yeah, and just as you do, with the sun coming down, you hear the sound of fireworks whooshing to life from somewhere far away, and everyone seems to be getting really excited.
Everybody
Great,
looks at
something
Cal.
interesting to do.
Is this you?
Totally.
And you begin to hear some music drifting on the air, which seems rather enchanting and wonderful. And you each hear a song slightly different for each of you, but it goes something like this. Oh, when you're down and looking for some cheering up, then just head right on up to the Carnival of Dreams. When you get inside, you find yourself a cheery land, such a happy and joy-filled and booky merry land. They've got dragon frogs and talking dogs and nonsense things. Oh, so many things that will brighten up your day. It's impossible to wear a frown in Munderson's town. It's the Mecca of Love, the Carnival. They've got magic beans and flying cats and little hats, candy rats, chocolate bats. It's a wonderland of spoons by the cookie cutter town, and drink the honey mead chicken choirs. It's a treat as they sing across the land, twirling ribbons stream across the sky into the ground. Turn around, it astounds. It's the dragonborn trapeze in the carnival. Imagination runs so free. So now, Tariel, please, will you go to the fair?
Is that the version Tariel hears?
That's the version Tariel hears. Everyone else hears
Awesome.
something
Inspiration
far
to the
more
GM.
nice. Everyone
Okay.
else hears something far less desperate.
Okay. Great.
So I was like, I had spoons. Carnival.
Yeah. Awesome.
All the lights.
Everyone
Applause
is
for
supporting you
GM.
in the.
Well, Mikey's holding off on where the Oscar goes to, so I don't know where that's going to necessarily. It might not be to me.
Awesome.
So everyone, are
was
you
very
going
cool.
to the fair?
Yes.
Heck,
Tariel
bloody
will
yes.
go.
Goodness, because
'Cause
otherwise
Sarah's
this would have been
already
a very
like
short
making her way to
quest.
the door.
And damn it, Mikey says, it's you, you fool. That was masterful.
Yay,
That
thank
was
you,
actually pretty
Mikey.
impressive. I'm assuming you wrote that too.
I will give the credit where credit's due. The tune and some of the lyrics were borrowed from Charlie the Unicorn, a very long ago, much
Ah, yep.
loved YouTube video
Yep.
with Candy Mountain, and I thought it was
It's
just
a magical
wonderful.
leopardon,
It
Charlie.
is a magical leopardon, and
Charlie.
I just thought it perfectly suited what the carnival is, so I figured it was good. Now, you have to remind me, are we loading onto a new map now? Because I'm still getting used to Roll20's thing. Have I loaded you onto a
Yes.
new map?
Well, you haven't moved
You-
the players.
No,
We
haven't
need to
got-
move the player tab
How do I do that?
Drag the player banner from the map we're on.
from
to
the
map you want
pages.
us- From the on the map things at the top.
Okay. That should put you here.
There we go.
The
And-
movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should find yourself, you should be all in a sort of magical carnival with tents now.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool. Everyone's where I want them to
nope.
be. No?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Hello. Now,
Does everyone-
yes.
Does everyone feel like they're in a carnival right now? Chat,
Yes.
you can answer this as well if you want. Okay,
I can smell the candy floss.
Awesome.
so As you reach the carnival and take a moment to enjoy the view from outside, you find yourself awed by the sights, sounds, and smells assailing your senses. From somewhere to the left of the carnival grounds, you can hear a fast-paced and catchy song sung by some kind of siren, and lights of yellow, red, and green dance across the stage as smoke and foam bubbles occasionally spring forth from the ground to the delight of those dancing and singing along to the most amazing performances. Near the entrance, you see some older denizens of the town lining up. Old couples, wrinkled and stoop-shouldered, arm in arm, smiling as they each take their turn, approaching a young mage who weaves magic to alter their appearance. You watch as the elderly couple at the front marvel to see their wrinkles fall away and their grey hair turn from white to deep chestnut and blonde. The pair look at each other in amazement, feeling each other's faces and then exchanging a heartfelt kiss before running off into the fairgrounds.
I'm just going to look to Florian at that point and go, don't get any ideas.
My lady, I would never.
Is she saying you look old?
No, just they kissed.
Oh, right, okay. It's not about the
Mo-
wrinkles then.
No.
Morgan is going to ask, so you want her to become a spider?
Oh. That seems like something Mocken would say in his present drunken thing, but it sounds like something he would say anyway, so there you go. Anyway.
Only if she wanted to be a spider. I have learned, let the princess be a spider.
I am neither a princess nor want to be a spider.
So many other things catch your eye, but the most arresting sight from the carnival grounds is an enormous red dragon that seems to take up the entirety of your view to the right as it roars its challenge around. Most folk pay it no heed at all or let out only a mild gasp of surprise as it spews fire into the sky. You can also see some people from the town just flying around, laughing and giggling as they just seem to swoop about the air. And just as you approach the gate, a couple push past from behind you. You're all so wrapped up in the sights and sounds ahead of you that none of you appear to notice them at all until they push past you. One is a young-looking elf, tall and slender, with a wild gleam in his eyes. He is dragged by a human, a girl with voluminous golden hair and an almost childlike smile, as her gaze seems to flitter between the fair and the man she is with. Oh, Winnie, it's amazing. It's even better than you described it. Come on, you have to show me where they sell those candied apples you're always waving about. The elf laughs and assures her that he's coming, and they step into the grounds. As they pass under the engraved sign that reads, "Joy is no illusion," you quickly lose sight of them as the crowds, coloured smoke, butterflies, hummingbirds, and other delights flitter across your view.
Okay. So I'm assuming we're outside?
You are outside at the moment. I'll just say now for just the Roll20 thing, this placeholder thing, because the carnival grounds is so large, it didn't seem appropriate to have a massive map for you to going square to square to square on. So this is just your placeholder carnival map until you go somewhere important.
Okay.
Within the carnival grounds.
Great.
But at the moment, yes, you are technically outside the gates, and there are a couple of people there who are letting people in one at a time.
Is there an orderly queue?
It's slightly disorderly, especially the children, but it is there,
It's
yes.
sort of a
Cal's
queue.
just going to walk straight to the front and just
Yeah.
step in front of someone.
You're going to step in front of someone, are you?
I'm going to
Yeah.
follow Cal, but I'm not going to stop him. And I'm going to stay just a little bit back, just so that if someone decides to get antsy with him, I'll step in and make sure he doesn't completely get killed. But otherwise, I'm just going to kind of wait and see.
Okay, well, you step into the front and a just going to roll the dice on this.
Gaming ferret mum, hi.
And unfortunately, a little girl begins to cry as Cal steps rudely in front of her just as she was about to get her bracelet to enter into the grounds. Her dad and mum look rather appalled and shocked, but recognizing Cal as one of the local adventurers, they say nothing to stop you in your path despite you having hurt their daughter's feelings. So I hope you're happy about
At
that.
that point, I will probably grab Cal's arm and be like, "Sorry about that. He's a little confused today," and swing him around and back towards the end of the queue.
Cal's just going to sort of splutter a little bit. And go, I was almost in.
The parents give Tariel a nod and mouth a word of thanks as you drag him back, and the little girl is soon in the fairgrounds running around and having all sorts of fun. And eventually you get to the front and the two guards at the gate, and they look at you with big beaming smiles and say, "Welcome to the Carnival of Dreams. We hope you will enjoy a magical and enchanted evening with us. Master Munderson's wish is that all may enjoy the carnival free of charge, for dreams are given equally to king and commoner alike. However, if our little slice of joy and frivolity delights or enchants you, we greatly accept donations that help keep our reels rolling and the dream alive." And you all notice a donations box by the man.
I'm going to flick a couple of gold coins in.
Okay, as you flicker
Cal's going
a
to hold Nibbles back.
okay, well the couple of gold coins. How many gold coins? Give me an actual number.
5.
Okay, so at 5 gold coins, the donations box rattles a bit, and then some fireworks just shoot off from it into the sky and spell the words "thanks" in large letters, and then glitter rains down upon you and forms a little sort of illusory tiara on your head.
I'm pretty sure I said I didn't want to be a princess.
The Carnival of
Awkward.
Dreams and the people at the gate were not there for that conversation.
Great. I try and brush it off.
Yep, that happens. It just brushes straight off because it's just
Awesome.
illusory glitter left over from the thing. Is anyone else making a donation?
Kutsara's gonna.
How much are you putting in, Kutsara?
Kutsara's also gonna just put 5 gold coins in.
Okay, at 5 gold coins, the exact same thing happens to you. Fireworks bloom off into the sky in all directions, and a little glistening tiara comes down onto your head, only this one, the crenellations. Is it crenellations, what you'd call it on a tiara if it has like a bit?
You know what you mean.
We're going to call it crenellations. The crenellations on your tiara are ever so slightly spoon-shaped.
Military
Yay!
tiara.
Are you going to brush your tiara off?
No.
I thought not. I thought not.
I'm
Kutsara's
gonna
go
gonna
ahead.
bounce up and down.
I'm going to step up and I'm going to drop in 23 gold.
23.
Ooh, a man of means. You
Except
Yeah.
being very careful not to take the one that Bellatrix is guarding.
Okay.
that seems to make a lot of sense. Yes, I wouldn't give up Bellatrix. So at your donation, the box rattles and starts to shake violently, and the man there just takes you by the arm and goes, "Good sir, what is your name?"
My name is Florian.
And at that, the box just seems to explode, and the biggest set of fireworks just launch up into the sky, dazzling everyone. Faces turn from all about the fair, and the words "Florian is awesome" is written across the sky for a brief glimmering moment, and a crown, massive and bejeweled, lowers slowly out of the heavens with an angelic chorus as it descends upon your head.
Really? Really? I don't like this place already.
And as a final little gift of appreciation, a rather beguiling and beautiful illusory woman comes towards you and puts her arm about your shoulders and goes, "Why, thank you, noble hero," and gives you a peck on the cheek.
Kutsara kind of nervously
Tariel's
looks
just going
at
to be like, "Can we get
Tariel.
on with this now? Can I go in? I've paid my donation. I don't want to see that."
The men at the gate notice your distress and are kind of a bit, what's going on there? And they have no idea what's happening, but they say yes, but they stop you just momentarily to say, now before you go in, please can you check in any weapons you are carrying for the safety of all in sight? Remember, this is illusory grounds. We don't want anyone
That's
getting
fine.
hurt.
I don't need my weapons.
Okay.
As
So-
Morkan approaches the donation box, he's
Mhm.
going to dig in his bag, find one of the fallen feathers from his chicken he thinks is holy, and put it in. That's his
Um,
donation.
Oh, that's actually really sweet.
Yeah, the box
Doesn't think so.
seems to.
It's a
At that
chicken
point,
feather.
I'm going to pull out another 5 gold pieces and put them in the box with the feather and just pat Mokan's hand as if to say it's all right.
And you get a little illusory fireworks display from that. The box doesn't really know what to do about the feather, so the 5 gold coins, though, gives you a mini fireworks display and a small crown to wear.
Morkan is definitely keeping the crown.
Okay.
Cal is going to
And-
pull out 5 gold pieces, but he's going to feed them to Nibbles. Because Nibbles is not happy that all of this money is going to a different box.
Okay. You get nothing then in response from the people at the door. It is just a free donations.
The LBs
Anyway.
have asked if Mokan's crown is feathery.
Yes, it would be. It would be rather feathery indeed. And about the checking in your weapons, who is doing what here? Tariel, you said
I
you're
will-
checking in yours.
I will hand over my quarterstaff. That's the only weapon I've got.
Okay.
All of our weapons?
Yeah, this is a carnival of illusions, and accidents can happen when you're not paying proper attention or when illusions seem
Okay,
too real. So we need to take precautions in
Well,
this regard.
sure.
Cal will hand
Uh,
over his quarterstaff,
Don't forget,
a
Kutsara, that
sword, a dart, and a crossbow.
your spoon is a sacred symbol
It is.
of your
is.
beliefs. It is not a weapon, it is a religious icon.
It's also a spoon.
Exactly.
Also a
Right.
spoon.
It's a
This,
spoon.
this is a
Religious
spoon.
icon.
Religious icon. What he said. Here, I'll check with my crossbow and my scimitar, and I will keep my spoon.
Can you make a persuasion check with advantage because you've noted its religious significance?
Persuasion.
Apparently I can't.
Probably not me either.
They look to themselves a bit worried, but they also remember the very large donation that Florian gave not too long ago. And as he was the one who mentioned how important the spoon was, they begrudgingly just sort of go, just try and keep it hidden under your jacket or something.
Will do.
Okay,
Thank you.
and then the last thing they ask of all of you is to put on, you saw this with the little girl before, they need you to put on these little bracelets so that while you're at the carnival, they know that you're part of the carnival and not an intruder or an interloper, and it's important for getting back in if you leave the facility, yada, yada, yada. It's like a stamp you get for going into a club.
The second they
you
hand
can-
it to me, I'm going to put it on and walk straight in, leaving everyone else behind.
Yeah, that is fine.
As I
Morkan,
go
go
ahead.
on. I was just, Morkan is going to make sure as he puts his mace down, because he's still drunk, it's just going to slam onto the table. It might break the table. He's not controlling it.
Make
How
a
quick-
strength check.
A saving throw or strength check.
Check, not a
18.
Yeah, the table just breaks. Two of the legs go, and the donation spot clatters to the floor, and the staff are left having to scramble to pick it up and get
I'm
things
gonna
together.
help them. I'm gonna help them pick up the coins,
Okay.
and with inspiration,
The sleight of hand?
I'm gonna do a sleight of hand to try and see how many I can recover. Dude, I got a 19.
Oh,
So wearing your gold crown of awesomeness for your nice donation, you attempt to steal back your donation.
Yes.
What did you get?
19.
19.
And Tariel's not paying any attention. She's wandered off.
Okay. You manage to get your coins back. How many do you try and get?
I don't know how many there are total. I mean, I don't want it to look like I didn't pick up any, so I don't
We
know how.
put in 38 between us, so there's at least 38 gold coins in there, plus a feather.
Yeah, I don't want to be greedy, but
A handful?
handful, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm assuming you're all then going into the fairgrounds, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I still need to give my warhammer in as well. I'm just holding it above the
Oh
table.
no. You know what? They point and say, over there. Put it over there. By that tree. In fact, not that tree. They'll probably knock it down. Just put it in the grass. Lay it down.
Mocha does that.
They're very relieved, and they watch you go. One of them giving a slightly narrowed-eyed look to Florian as he goes into the crowds. And as you begin to mill about the fair and look around, Florian, you begin to notice your pockets beginning to bulge massively. And within about a 10-second process, your pants have swollen enormously and you look quite ridiculous and you're jangling horribly.
Not a euphemism, the LBs have just pointed out.
Not a euphemism, no. Not a euphemism.
And we're using pants in the American sense, I'm assuming. Not the English sense.
Yeah, in the American sense, I am.
Good, because Florian isn't wearing the British pants.
Yeah. Okay, I did
He's
not
going
need to know that.
commando.
Yeah.
His rapier is ready. No, I
I've already
left that
checked
at
it
the
in.
table. Yeah, I've already checked it in. Okay, so is there anything in my pockets that are like
Yeah,
physical?
if you start checking, it looks like your pockets are filling with gold, just loads and loads and loads of gold.
I'm gonna start feeding them to Nibbles.
Yes.
You can start doing this, but you're starting to feel a little like a sinking ship at this point if you're just going one at a time,
Oh,
trying
God.
to give them to
Handful
Nibbles
by
and-
handful.
Well, your trousers keep on expanding at this point, and people are starting to watch, and a few are even shaking their heads and going, trying to cheat on a game or something. There's always one. There's always one. And let's just.
Nibbles is dancing for joy. at this
I will warn you at this point. You begin to, in fact, make a perception check. Make a perception check for me.
Have I noticed this at all? Or am I still off ahead?
Yeah, I mean, it depends whether you can stand the sight of him right now, really.
Yeah,
And that's a question unto itself.
Florian,
Aha!
have you
Nat
stopped?
20.
With your amazing perception, you can see that the integrity of your trousers is very much in doubt as these coins continue to.
I will
As we
take my
understand at
handful
this
of
point.
coins. I will return to the box and say, "Oh, I think I misplaced these."
And the men at the gate just smile to each other and go, "Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. Have a nice time." And with a click of the fingers, all the other gold that was in your trousers now turns into slithering snakes that worm their way out from your trouser legs and then crawl across the grounds and disappear.
When Florian comes back in, he's going to see Tariel very briefly standing there looking at him, arms crossed, laughing her head off. And then she's just going to carry on again, walk away.
Nibbles is going to cough a snake in Florian's face.
I might have
Um,
deserved that.
Yeah, you
Hey,
did.
Lord
You
is
did.
just gonna kind of sniff him nervously.
That puts a different spin on the term trouser snake.
So anyway, what you are in the carnival. Congratulations, you've made it. And there are so many things to see and do. So let me just tell you what you see around you as you enter the ground. So the first and most obvious attraction is the dragon, which is now seeming to fight a bunch of people from the town, and they are having a very good go at it and subduing it fairly well until it breathes fire on them and incinerates them all, and they come out black as soot, laughing their heads off, and then they look at you guys and go, "Hey, you said something about killing a dragon. Prove it!" And just sort of point back at the big, nasty-looking brute of a dragon behind them in the arena area. You see a tent which is enticingly called Chasing Comets. On the music stage, there is a band of Dragonborn who are playing a musical set to Illusions, and they're called Imagine Dragons.
Yeah.
And there seem to be quite a few illusionists who are just sort of wandering around with nothing really to do, but occasionally just call out to random people and go, "Oh, do you want to try this? Do you want to try that?" And one of them spies Mokan and says, "Hey, do you want a game of chicken chicken?" And there is
What?
also another building which is called the Mirror of Fate near you at the moment. So with all that, what would you like to do? And there's also food and drink and other wonders.
If Florian goes anywhere near the dragon, I'm just going to say to him, just so that you know, they said kill the dragon, not kiss it.
I am pulling out Bellatrix and the coin that Bellatrix is holding. I'm going to pet it lovingly, and I'm going to say, "See, little dragon, this could be you one day. You are big. You are mighty. I love you." And then I'm going to put Bellatrix back in the coin purse.
Okay, you've gone quite near to the guy now, though, at that point, and he's like, "Come on, come and fight a dragon. Show us your mettle. We've heard about you. Great adventurers. Yes, come and show us what you can do. See if that dragon you killed was real or just some tall tale by a bunch of drunkards at the pub."
Cal's gonna rub his belly and go, that was definitely a dragon.
I wasn't there, so
Mokan will go, "There was a dragon. I tried to heal it and they killed it."
I'm just gonna pat Mokan on the shoulder.
The
There.
man's going to scratch his head at that and go, "So, do you want to have a go at it or not?" And several villagers are now watching who have heard the story, and they're sort of eyeing curiously to see what these so-called adventurers of legend who have been in their town can do.
Right, at that point, I am going to then look at Florian and say, "Come on then, let's show them how to kill a dragon."
Let's.
Okay, so let's see if I can master the moving between things.
Don't let
Mokan is going to
Cal go
follow.
in on his own.
Right, are we
Cal is
in a...
waiting till last, don't
No,
worry.
We seem to be in an
Right.
arena.
Oh,
Yeah, you have entered into the arena because one of you agreed, and that's good enough for me.
Mokan will just be stumbling along.
Okay,
Right.
Mocken's still just struggling to walk, right?
and still getting used to the roll 20 here. You see nothing at the moment, do you? You can't see any enemy, right?
Nope.
Correct.
No.
Right, so
Yes,
that
you have.
means that for those of you who are watching, I'm very apologetic as I try and work out how things work. So I need to go to the GM layer
GM.
for this.
Yes.
GM layer,
I
there we go. And
I think we
now
forgot
need...
to ask about weaponry.
Oh, yeah. As soon as you enter the arena, your weapons of choice magically appear to you. So you have what you assume are illusory versions of them just with you, and
Awesome.
the
So I'm still.
owners.
I got my fists. Nothing happened in
yeah.
my case.
Yeah,
You have
your
illusory
fists,
fists, though.
your fists are still very, very real.
Great.
And they should still have some pretty awesome hand wraps.
They do. Is it late by any chance? Is it night?
Is there moonlight
It's
out?
evening. Is there moonlight?
Yeah, it is evening.
My hands are glowing.
Okay.
The wraps around my hands are literally glowing.
Mokan will just stare at your hands.
Ooh.
Ah,
Like,
there's a dragon.
Big, giant, sick, nasty dragon.
Yeah, that is the big giant sick
Wow.
nasty dragon as called by the various folk at the fair, and everyone's now crowding round the side. Despite the fact that there's been breathing dragon everywhere, everyone's watching with rapt attention. Nothing
Right.
seems to be happening to the people
I'm
on
going to
the outer
say,
limits.
Calduro, go for the tail. Florian, you can just don't kiss it. And then I'm going to go in for a thump.
And then the DM will go into making an initiative order if he can work out how the heck to do that.
The clock.
Why don't I
Click on the
remember
clock.
the clock?
On the left-hand
Yeah, there we
side.
go. And then how do I put him in?
You
Right click on him.
Add to turn order.
Advance. Add to turn order. There we go. So he should be there. Yeah, big giant sick nasty dragon is in the turn order.
Did you just rename it? We'll do that.
Hmm?
Did you rename it to that just now?
No, he's been that
No.
from the start.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you not notice? That's why I said it.
No, I hadn't noticed.
Yep.
But
So
really fittingly, Tariel is going first.
and oh, have I put that in? Has he got a turn now? Yes, he has. He's got a turn on the turn order, I think. Has he?
Yes.
Can everyone see
He's-
that? Good.
he's-
Good.
He got the 2.
Cool. So you hear over. Do I need to put it in order now? Everything seems to be out of order still.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you click on the cog at the bottom, there
Yeah.
should be then a sort by ascending, descending.
There we go.
Done.
There we go. Thank you. Thank you. And apologies to everyone watching for my inability to just know all this stuff outright. I will get better. Or I won't. But either way, I won't be a DM forever, so you won't have to put up with it long. So anyway, as you step into the arena, you hear a loud booming voice, which you recognize to be the person who let you in, who's just magnified his voice now. It says, "Come one, come all, see heroic adventurers take on the big, sick, nasty dragon. As these adventurers we hear have faced dragons in before, they will have no problem taking on an ancient red dragon."
Ancient, huh? Hmm.
And with that, you may start the attack.
Great. Yeah. I'm going to thump it. I'm going to go up. I'm going to do the key thump with the flurry of blows. So
Okay.
I'm gonna hit it 3 times.
Okay.
Oh, where is my attack? So 25, 20, and 12.
The 25 hits.
Literally just the 25 hits.
The 25 hits.
Great. I get 9
Ancient
damage.
Red dragon. Great.
Okay. You get 9 damage. I will
And I've
record
moved
that.
up to near the head.
Okay, that's fine. And who's next?
Cal.
Who I
Cal
noticed is tucked up in the corner.
Going to cast rope trick.
Ooh.
Cal, you coward. It's just an illusion. Get your ass down here and actually give it a go for once.
The last time he faced a dragon, it killed him.
Good Lord is eyeing
Nearly
you up.
dead.
So you just disappear into
Mostly
your
dead.
own pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Yes, I create a pocket dimension 60 feet.
And the crowd,
Yeah,
the crowd laugh
fall
at
into
this.
it.
The crowd laugh at this and are just loving it. They are loving this fight
You need
already.
to click
Cal
the
pops his
Cal
head
side
out at the end
effects
and
button.
waves at them, and then goes back in.
I am going to just put you onto the GM layer then.
Andrew, you need to
Hmm?
click
Oh,
the
yeah.
Cal side effects button.
Oh yeah, yeah. Your robe changes color,
As I climb. Brilliant.
and I'm going to say it changes to the color of brown.
I'm trying to blend in.
I was just thinking you might have pooed yourself after seeing the dragon, but there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, who's next?
I think moving him took him out of the turn order, by the way.
It just means we can't see him. He's actually still there.
Yeah, he's still in the turn order. We just can't see
I'm
him.
just saying the number isn't
Well,
there
we
anymore.
can't see
Yeah,
him,
no,
you
we
can't.
can't
Yeah,
see
if,
it.
hold on. If I just go,
The GM can see him, but
Yeah,
Oh,
if I
okay.
go-
If the GM can see him, it doesn't matter. I just
yeah,
wanted to
I
make
can
sure
see
we
him.
lose track
If
of
I just put him back to the token there he is.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And then if
Okay,
you hit
who's
the,
next?
there's a little button that it can change the turn order.
You hit the
So
little
it goes
arrow on the
next.
turn box.
Oh, right. Okay.
There's a next one, essentially.
Wait, so should Mocken have gone before Cal?
No.
No,
No.
no,
No, as in
it's
there should be
Tara.
there should be a button that says essentially that I've taken my turn, and then it moves the next person to the top, so you can
There's
cycle
a
through them. It should be on the
right-hand
turn
side
order
arrow.
box.
There we go. So Cal has taken his turn.
But you should have gone first again, by the looks.
No, Mokan is in third place at the moment.
Huh? Is Mokan already in there? Have you got extra people in there?
No, I've got everyone in there. Mocken's got a 13.
No,
Okay.
No, I've got
Oh,
You, yeah,
no.
the turn order wasn't cleared before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So-
So
So
Delete
I've
the
got
13
I'll
from
get
8.9.
them.
I'll
delete
get that. Yeah, I've
the
got rid of
Mokan
that
that says
one. So
13.
yeah, I've got rid of that one. So are there multiple of everyone else as well?
There might be some multiples, yeah.
Yeah, there's multiple calamities. So let's get rid of the
Cal
calamity
should
which
just
has
have
a
11.
5.
Katsara
We'll
has
just deal with
9.
people as we get to them.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
So Florian, did you have an 8 this time? Is that why you haven't gone? 'Cause you had a
That's
lot.
correct. That's correct. I had a low roll.
Okay, there we go. So that should be everyone out. There's a double spoon lord, but he's got 8 both times, so that's fine. But I think everyone's sorted now. So Cal's had his turn. So Kutsara, you're up.
Okay. Kutsara's just gonna step that way, and she's got a illusionary crossbow, right?
Yep, you've got all your weapons that you would normally
Great.
have.
She's curious to know how an illusionary crossbow is going to work. So, take that. Aiming for the heart.
You miss.
Oh, fudge nuggets.
We might want to use the big guns, guys. Spells, stuff that actually really hurts.
Ah,
Mokan.
Okay. No, so if everything's illusion and I cast Zone of Truth, it will no longer be there.
Cast Zone of Truth.
Yeah. So Mokan is going to cast Zone of Truth. So everyone has to do a spell saving.
A 15-foot
Yes.
radius sphere centered on a point of your choice. Where are you centering it? Because that's really important right now.
Let me see. Where's 15 feet? So how far can it get? If I do it on the dragon head,
Then it gets Florian and Tariel and Katsara and yourself.
and myself. Yes, I'll
did you
send
not
it on the head of.
position it- Oh,
No, I'm going to position it on the head. So everyone has to. Is it wisdom?
Okay,
Yes.
so
You
with
create a
that,
magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere. Until the spell ends, a creature that enters the spell's area or starts its turn there must make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, a creature can't speak a deliberate lie while in the radius. You know whether each creature succeeds or fails on its saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie.
yeah, so it doesn't actually do anything to stop an illusion, does it? It
I
just
don't
means
think
you
so.
can't lie.
It just means nothing can lie.
Yeah,
So if you ask the dragon a question, it will be forced to answer truthfully.
if
or
it
not answer
fails
at
the
all.
saving desk.
Yep.
If it fails for saving.
But this
thing,
now
which-
also applies to Tariel and Florian and Mokan and
Katsara.
Katsara.
That's gonna be fun
Oh,
afterwards.
no.
How long does it last? What's the
10 minutes.
10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Oh, good
have fun with
lord.
that, guys? The dragon has what saving throw is it?
12 of wisdom, I think. No,
It makes it. The dragon does not have to
sorry.
speak the truth to you.
Sorry,
Dragon,
charisma
the
saving
dragon
throw.
succeeds the saving throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do we all need to do that, or is it at the
No,
beginning of
just
our
on
turn?
our turns.
Okay.
Oh, Claire can't redeem hydrate.
Cheers.
Spoonlord, you do not have to tell the truth. You are not in that radius zone.
Spoonlord always tells the truth. He's like the goodest of boys.
Well, get in the circle and enjoy true fighting with illusionary dragons.
Spoonlord is currently focused on the area where Cal disappeared, and he's going to bark, which roughly translated means, "You hecking big coward, get down here now. My fleas have bigger balls than you do."
Oh. And you know what? That, because of the illusory nature of the place you're in, that actually will count as a vicious mockery aimed at Cal.
Hello.
So
that
you
gonna-
may roll. You may roll for that. Roll for to see if you. Does anyone have vicious mockery to get the spell up? Because I am.
The way that it
Okay.
works
Wisdom
is
saving throw. Cal
Wisdom
has to make
saving
a
throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw on Cal. Wisdom saving throw on Cal.
A double
Spoonlord
critical
is
fail.
about to be the first dog to do vicious mockery.
Oh, yeah.
And
On a
get
character.
inspiration for it.
And get
Yeah.
inspiration
One-
for
And
it.
get
1d4.
inspiration for it. 1d4 damage.
of psychic damage,
Yeah.
and Cal's at disadvantage on his next attack.
Yeah.
That's
Spoonlord looks
generally
it.
true anyway.
And then he's going to run around and try and bite the dragon on the
You
Tail,
still need to do
basically.
the damage to Cal first.
Oh.
1d4
okay.
You've got D4 psychic damage.
Yes.
Which,
Just 1d4. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, 1d4.
Oh, only
Aw.
one.
Cal takes one bit of psychic damage, which is very real.
Al's just
Compared
had
to
lots of psychic
everything else
damage
it-
today so far.
And then Spoonlord, I will let you have your attack as well, because you weren't expecting that to be an actually work as a thing. So you can have your
No.
attack on the dragon as well.
Okay, he's going to use his advantage inspiration and just try and bite it on the ass.
Okay.
19.
You fail.
Ah.
The ancient red dragon's ass is just a bit too high and a bit too mighty. Let's carry on. So that's Spoonlord. Florian.
Charisma saving
Right.
throw.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Jiminy Christmas. Please pass, please pass, please pass,
Take-
please pass.
Yeah.
Do you not want to tell the truth about something?
Mm.
Is there something
Oh, yes, I put all my points in charisma. Oh, it's a charisma saving throw. I'm sorry, I gotta do the other
Yeah, that's fine. Go again.
19.
one. Aha! 19.
I mean,
So
you can
that
lie
passes.
about that now. You don't have to lie that you've passed the test.
I'm not gonna say anything to anyone.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move 1, 2. I'm going to throw down ball bearings. I have a pouch with 100 ball bearings in it.
Okay.
So I throw those down, and it does like a 10 by 10 square.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see. I think it's 10 by 10. It says it covers a level square area that is 10 foot on a side. So I assume that means 10 by 10. And
Okay.
a creature moving across the covered area must succeed on a DC 10 dex save or fall prone. A
Yeah.
creature moving through that area is at half speed and doesn't need to make the save. But
Is this on its turn that it needs to do that?
Yeah. Well, if
Yeah,
it moves,
okay.
I guess.
if it moves.
Yeah. Okie dokie.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to disengage. 1, 2, 3,
out of the zone of truth.
Damn right.
Far away from the zone of truth. As far from
Um,
the truth as he can get.
And there he is. Right there. And I think that's all I can do.
Okay, Kuldoro.
Caldora is gonna probably join Spoonlord. Trying to attack around the back of the dragon.
Okay.
And try and bite.
17.
17 is a miss.
Yeah.
And the crowds are laughing at this, shaking their heads. A few of people are going, oh, I remember this. And then, big, giant, sick, nasty dragon flaps his wings down hard into the ground and takes off, scattering the ball bearings everywhere. And the first thing he needs to do, actually, is each creature of the dragon's choice that is within 120 feet of a dragon and aware of it must succeed on a DC 21 wisdom saving throw or become frightened for 1 minute. But you're going to have, all of you, advantage on that saving throw because you are aware that it's an illusion.
I'm also
You get
pretty
more advantages for being
sure-
drunk.
Cal does not have to make it because he can't see it at the moment because he's in his own pocket dimension.
Okay.
Oh, yes. I can see
Said
out the window.
wisdom.
It is wisdom,
It's
yes.
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Apparently, I get a 20 for having
And what was
advantage.
the DC on this one?
21, I
DC
believe.
21.
Okay, none of us could pass that. Pretty much.
Yeah, I actually didn't have a chance. There was
Yeah,
no chance I
There
would
was no
pass that.
chance to pass that.
Okay.
This is a nat 20, you would have made it.
Oh, that's true. Nat 20, I would have.
Yeah.
Food Lord have to do the same. I don't know.
No, do all of them
Spoonlord
have
and
to do it.
Kuldoro?
The Kuldora and Spoonlord
I
have
don't
to do
know.
GM? Kuldoro and Spoonlord?
it. Kulduro
Oh.
can't make the check.
I don't
I
know.
suppose he could roll a natural 20. He doesn't.
So big, giant, sick, nasty dragon then, hovering in the air, looks at Tariel and will make its first attack.
Okay.
Does a 28 hit.
Yes. Yes, it does.
Oh,
And that will be 26.
It's exactly how many hit points I have.
Okay, so
I'm assuming I'm now knocked out.
no,
like a
no.
illusionary.
As the dragon goes to bite you, you are assailed by the biggest tickling sensation you have ever had in your entire life that just runs throughout your body as its teeth bite about you and you fall to the floor. Whether you're partial to being tickled or not is up to you. You can either enjoy it and be laughing your heads off or just be like, ah! But you are just on the floor now in basically unconscious, not unconscious, but you're still going. But anytime you try to get up, this big tickling sensation.
I'm
Incapacitated by
essentially
laughter.
Takes
pinned
you
to the
again.
floor by like pins and needles.
Yeah, essentially.
Great. I'm gonna be like, this sucks. Kill it or something.
And then the ancient red dragon makes its second attack
Oh, fun.
because it has 3.
Oh,
This is why you run into
joy.
a pocket dimension.
And it will use its move to fly. Oh, how do I? Am I on the token there?
Let's see if I find it an appropriate little symbol to
I
stick on
have
my
selected
person.
the correct tool.
There we go. I was on the GM there. It moves over to Mokan now, and it will attempt to claw at you. And again, does a
The ghosts of your
28
enemies are like, now
hit.
they know what being tickled to death feels like.
That is true. Does a
Well-
28 hit Mocken?
Most definitely, yes.
Okay, and you take. Let's find out. 2d8. Why can't I find my dice?
Hmm.
You take 22 slashing damage. But again, this comes over as very, very extreme tickles.
So whatever 41 minus 22 is, that's what
19.
I have. Thank you. Morgan is laughing his head off.
Okay, are you still up?
Yes, very much so. I'm about half health now.
Okay,
Aw.
and the dragon then will take its third attack. I mean, it's still got some movement left, so it will actually move to here.
Does Morgan get an
And-
attack of opportunity?
Yeah, go on.
Warhammer.
Not worried.
25.
That hits. That
Yes!
hits. You have hit the dragon.
Morgan is laughing so hard, she
Dragon.
just wails his Warhammer everywhere and does 11
11
damage.
Yeah, that is good. The owner actually raises his brow. I was like, wow. And then the big giant sick nasty dragon takes his third attack and
Mokan
it
has
turns its
inspiration.
head and yeah, Mokan has inspiration for that. Well
Thank you.
done. It breathes fire in a 90-foot cone over Mokan and in fact in a 90-foot cone that's going to get well Tariel's already down so that doesn't matter.
Tariel's
So
down,
Mokan
I'm
and
down.
Kutsara, you are going to have to see what happens here. So the dragon exhales fire in a 90-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 24 dexterity saving throw.
Well, I get a +1.
So you can't make it unless you get a natural 20. Yeah.
And you are
go.
taking, this is just what it says on the thing, taking 91 fire damage on a failed save. Or half as much damage on a successful one.
Well, I assume this is illusions, because if not, I would be dead.
Yeah.
So you two fall to the ground. If you like being tickled, you're laughing your heads off and having a wonderful time. If you don't like being tickled, then this is a bad day for you.
Through gritted teeth, I'm going to be like, well, at least it's not just me anymore.
Morgan is just laughing his head off.
And
Yeah.
everyone's cheering, everyone's laughing, going, they're just calling out, going, yay, you sure did kill a dragon, didn't you? And they're just sort of shaking their heads, all kinds of poking fun. And the guy at the front sort of shakes his head and just sort of shouts in, is like, are you ready to give up yet?
I'm pretty
No?
sure I'm the only one who can respond right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cal
those
is
of you on
around.
the floor can, as long as you can talk through the laughter, I'll let you take a constitution save. A constitution check, and if you get high enough, I'll. Mocken cannot talk for laughing. Mocken is so engrossed in laughing, he can't even breathe properly. There's a danger to his health. Right, Kutsari, you can manage to form together enough words to.
Maybe we should
Kutsara's
leave,
probably having
guys?
fun.
Sorry, what does Kutsara say?
Do we want to leave, guys?
So Kutsara's
Morgan will
like,
go,
Ariel?
no!
Tariel,
Right.
you've got a const save to take if you want to add anything to this.
I'm going to look at Florian.
She's still in the truth zone.
Oh yeah, did she take her test on that?
I haven't yet.
No.
Does that mean I need to?
No, actually, because we haven't gone back round to your turn yet. That's why you haven't
Hmm.
taken it.
Okay.
Um,
It is now my turn, though. If the dragon's
Um,
done, it's my turn.
yeah, as long as you're not leaving, the guy has said if all of you or if enough of you say that you want to stop, it will stop.
Well, so far only one has said do we, and the other one has said no. So at the moment,
Yeah. So
I
far
think
it's
this is
carrying on. So it goes round to Tariel, and
You need me to make a charisma saving throw.
I need you to make a charisma saving throw. Other than that, though, you are still
11.
down.
It's a 12 check.
In that case, I fail.
I'm going to yell at Tariel. Do you love me?
You don't have to answer. You could evade the answer.
Take a Constitution saving throw.
4.
You can't answer him.
Ah!
You are laughing too much, or depending
Trying
on
really
your
hard
view
not
on
to laugh. I'm not
you're
enjoying this.
not enjoying this, but the
I'm just going to glare at Florian.
pins and needles and trouble of it makes it impossible for you to answer him, even though
I might
you
have
are
done.
compelled to. And now you have to hope the fight lasts for another 10 minutes. So count your blessings here. You don't have to answer him yet, but maybe think about how you can evade if you want to evade.
Trouble is-
Cal.
No, I'd probably
Cal.
nod. Tariel would nod. She doesn't need to be able to speak.
Yeah. Okay.
Tariel would nod.
Oh.
With the nod, I will yell, "We're done! Enough! We give up."
Asvat is the only standing
not gonna
member of the
give up.
party who's capable of speech. The man shrugs his shoulders, and big
Cal
giant
is
sick
still there.
nasty. Yeah, Cal's out of the picture though. He's in his lair, so
Dimensional.
Goodbye
Ah,
doesn't
fair
care
enough.
about him.
I mean, he can fully see it. But okay, carry on.
Yeah. So
He's there.
big sick nasty dragon goes back to his spot and roosts, and everyone is let out of the arena, and you can take a moment to gather yourselves for any conversations that you have to go. But as soon as you go out, you then see a bunch of 5-year-olds going in, all really excited, beaming faces, broken teeth, and within seconds they are laying waste to this dragon who seems thoroughly terrified of them, while their mums and dads applaud them taking on this big beast and showing what real heroes are made of. Because this is the
Awesome.
circus of dreams, and little children deserve to have their dreams of defeating a giant dragon come true.
But we don't?
Hmm.
We
Apparently
already did.
not.
Hmm.
You've already beaten a dragon once in your lives. Take pride in that.
I haven't.
Do we recover our health points?
I'm assuming we're all back to
the,
full health and
the
everything.
damage that you took was not real damage. It was all just tickle.
What
Damage.
about
Spells.
the attacks from allies?
Yeah. So for
Vicious
this,
mockery, you mean?
you still have the vicious mockery damage,
Yeah, I thought so.
and
Spoon Lord.
Mokan, your spell still counts as having been cast because it was a real spell.
Okay,
Oh.
it's because Zone of Truth actually did happen.
Yeah, because the zone of truth actually did happen. It's not an illusory zone of truth. It did happen. So you
Can I
come out,
recollect my
and
ball bearings?
that will take time. So yeah, so that takes time. You had 100 of them, didn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens before you leave the arena and the children go
The ball
charging
bearings
in.
are in the Zone of Truth.
Shit.
You already said you were doing that, so yeah, you need to take
Charisma saving throw.
you need to take a charisma saving throw
Oh,
because you did not think
no.
about that in time. You already said you were doing that, so yeah, take a charisma saving throw for you. And you fail.
I passed it
Tariel,
last time.
as she gets up and sees Florian picking up the barbarians, will be like, "Do you love me?"
So, Florian is going to take a moment. He's going to collect himself. And he's going to say, "Beautiful lady she, be with me, be with me. Answers with loving sigh, Tell me why, tell me why. My love for you beyond compare, heart laid bare. She sighs again. Tell me when, tell me when. I love you now as ever, and will continue so forever.
Oh. I'll just start helping pick up the ball bearings.
Well, that was rather wonderful. I think both of you.
Inspiration, Florian.
I think both of you inspiration. That was a team effort. That was a team effort. Both of you inspiration.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And anyway, you head out after that, and the little kids get to go in and show off how cool they are as adventurers to their proud parents. Let's move you back to the main screen. Are we all there?
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes, and no more kissing other women, Florian. Thank you, Wolfsong.
Or spiders.
Or spiders.
Or
Or
chairs.
dragon worshipping zealots.
Yeah, or chairs.
Or chairs. I think that's the
And
most-
when you come out, having seen, because it was a little bit of a public display there, even though if it was spoken rather quietly, someone you know from the town, one of the women, passes by Tariel and says, "Oh, that was wonderful. A bit of a strange place to have a confession like that, but how wonderful for you, how wonderful. You two should go to the Mirror of Fate. That would be wonderful for you both." And then carries on her way, and you are now free to carry on with the rest of the place. And the owner of the dragon contest game gives you all tokens for drink and sweets for being good sports and for making the children feel even better about defeating the dragon themselves.
Yeah, okay.
Is this a good time for a break?
Probably.
It seems it. It seems it. I'm going to go and get a drink then, and I will let the break happen. I'll be back in a moment.
Right, yes, I'll also be right back.
Okay. Lots of people disappearing.
Yep.
Um,
We need to decide on a name for the group finally. So we have Spoonlord and Friends, I believe, as one suggestion. I can't remember what the other suggestion was. We had another one somewhere.
I can't remember.
It was a while ago now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're thinking about that. We should probably mention the Wednesday we're doing
Oh yes.
a special stream.
Yes, Wednesday we are going to be playing a different tabletop role-playing game. And David will be GMing, and we will have our first guest. Wolfsong will be playing with us, and it will be me, Brian, Anne-Marie, and Bear, along with Wolfsong. But it's going to be slightly different. It's quite a dark tabletop role-playing game in comparison. It's going to be Vampires the Masquerade, so all of us are going to be playing vampires. Yeah. That will be Wednesday. We are starting
It
something
is.
new.
The Vampire Masquerade is quite a dark theme.
Yeah, I think it's also meant to be quite humorous, though.
I've never played it. I've just read what people say.
Who knows?
Yeah, when I played it before, it was vampires were like the thing in the 90s and early 2000s. Interview with the Vampire was a big movie, and so everything was about vampires, and we really weren't on the zombie apocalypse kick
Yeah.
quite at that point. So it was kind of for fun, but it was pretty serious. Like, we were all imagining ourselves as like some goth vampire awesome thing.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I can't find the suggestions we had for what's a name.
If people want to write in the chat any suggestions for names, I can put it in the poll, or we can wait until next time again and try to remember.
Yeah, trying to find it.
Ooh.
Have we done tabletop RPG guys? Only a little bit. We tried the basic starter set together, but we only got a couple sessions in, so we really haven't had a chance to play too much together. But we are kind of excited. In fact, I think we're going to share our Zoom call. So
Yeah.
we'll share a camera, and we'll be on just separate computers for the gaming purposes. But we will be playing together in the same room,
Cool.
which I'm pretty excited about.
Very cool.
Oh, the Guild of Spoons was the other suggestion. I have just found it. So we have
Cool.
Spoon Lord and Friends or the Guild of Spoons.
It's all about the spoons.
It is about the spoons.
Spoon
anyone
Lords and
has-
Friends.
Spoon Lords and Friends or the Guild of Spoons. Were our
Hello.
two suggestions. Hello.
Chat is not coming up with more suggestions, so I'll wait a little bit longer, and then just before we come back, I'll set the poll going. So, Guild
The
of the Feathered
Guild of the
Spoon.
Feathered Spoon? I kind of
The
like
Guild of the
that.
Feathered Spoon. Yeah, that would be quite cool.
That name does not fit in the number of characters allowed for as an option. so, so I'm going to put TGFS.
It's
Well,
all
how-
about the spoons,
Yeah.
no ladles. That was quick.
Nice.
Inspiration, LDs.
Yeah.
Ooh, I probably should have answered that phone call.
Oh, did you?
That moment when your boss calls while you're playing D&D. I'll answer him later.
Yeah, in the poll, TGFS is the Guild of the Feathered Spoon. Because it doesn't fit character-wise. And if no one else has any suggestions, I'm going to start a 3-minute poll.
Awesome.
And I'm going to say, I've got like 12,000. Because it's important, it's going to take 500 channel points per extra vote you want to do. You can vote once, and then any extra vote you want to spend 500 channel points. I'm starting the poll, hopefully it will work.
What is my name and what is your quest?
Yeah, so
What does TGFS stand for?
the Guild of the Feathered Spoon. So yeah.
We're waiting. I think pretty much it's going to be the Guild of the Feathered Spoon because everyone has voted for it so far.
Oh, Wolf Song, you've recognized it.
I didn't realize you were playing a song specifically.
Yes. Someday I will.
Okay. Oh, are you practicing something for another
Yeah.
stream?
Yes. I don't know all the lyrics yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we have one controversial vote in.
Spoon on
Someone is.
friends.
That might have been my suggestion and my vote.
Oh, I should
Yeah,
vote.
that is a good point. The LBs have said, I mean, I do enjoy Spoon Lord and Friends, but if anything was ever to happen to Spoon Lord, it would then be very sad.
Yeah, you can't have a channel just called
Aw.
And Friends.
Mm.
Yeah.
Friends.
Formerly Spoon Lord.
In memoriam.
Yeah. I could end the poll if it seems that we're going for the guild, the guild
I
of the
think
feathered
that's
spoons.
Pretty set.
Well, I'm going to end the poll now.
We are the guild of the feathered spoons.
Woo.
A feathered spoon would look very awesome. Oh, sorry, Wolfsong. It was up at the top. Awesome. That's not David. I think your mic's turned off.
Yeah.
My mic was turned off. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Is there anything else in the interval we were meant to be mentioning?
No, I think we only had Wednesday
Okay.
stream, and then next we've got
Monday
Stories.
next week is Story Squires, and Wednesday next week is the Pyramid.
Yeah.
Well, I will be not trying to kill Anurin again.
You're picking
Yeah,
another
he
member of the
I
party.
don't like that Garner and everyone
Yeah,
else
yeah.
is still up for
Yeah,
debate
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. This is
Well, you guys all still have your glowy charms, so all Anurin has is his personality and charm. You have glowy charms.
I mean, to be fair, no one has more personality and charm than Anurin, so maybe it's sort of just a karmic balance of the universe that he doesn't get to have a glowy charm as well.
Yeah. The LBs have
Ooh.
asked, is each floor now going to be targeted at a different player from here on in? You'll have to come watch next Wednesday to find out.
But it can't be my turn yet, because we're not in a library.
Awesome. Right, we should carry on then.
Yeah, okay, so
Just
after...
1 second.
Oh,
One
yeah.
second. Florian or Brian, could you check your microphone again? It was very quiet just now.
Oh,
It's
no, we
off.
can't hear you.
No sound.
Uh-oh.
No, we can't hear
No,
you,
no sound.
Brian.
Yay for technical difficulties.
Cheering that you couldn't hear him.
It was working while you were playing and then stopped working.
The LB
Aw.
said he's left speechless after his declaration of love to Tariel.
I think we were all left a bit
We still
speechless by
can't
that.
hear you.
He's still declaring his love to Tariel. You can't hear it.
I'm muting and unmuting.
No, now
Oh,
we can
you're
hear
Hey,
you.
yeah,
There we
We can
go.
hear you. But
Got
it's
very quietly.
if you're
Yeah.
really quiet, like it's coming through the wrong mic.
Oh, it probably is. Here, I'm gonna real quickly restart my Zoom and see if that'll fix it.
Well, that's better.
I know
Yeah,
that's
but
better.
you're,
no,
you're
that's
better now.
whatever it is
Hold on.
just fixed itself.
For
Oh,
me,
you know what? You know what I
restarting
bet
was
it
enough.
is. I bet I have a setting where it automatically adjusts my audio.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And because
Which,
you were
uh,
playing, which was louder.
Right.
So
So it
it
probably adjusted my mic down. How's
might-
this?
Okay, and now you've talked
Yeah, you're
enough that
normal.
it's brought you
No, I
back
Yeah.
down
turned off the automatic adjust.
again. Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
Okay.
It, I mean, is everyone in? Can everyone in chat hear Florian?
We'll see.
We'll see in a moment.
Wolfsong, I
Yeah.
promise not to break your microphone. If it didn't break with me singing, it's not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can hear you.
Oh, was it your
Thank
boss
you.
trying to sabotage your mic?
Well, we are in technical theater. I'm sure he has that wizardry at hand. So
Ooh.
Well, I think we can now go back to the
Okay.
adventure.
Now we can go back to playing.
Sorry.
Okay, so after a very, very dramatic fight with the dragon, you are now back in the fairgrounds. You have tokens for food and drink. You have some more carnival things you can see. There's
And a woman has suggested that Florian and Tariel go to the Mirror of Fate, right?
Yes, a woman suggested that to you as well. You all have time to do just maybe one more thing, and then you understand that Imagine Dragons is then going to be playing a really big set, and you should all
Okay.
go to that after that. So you get time to do one more thing each.
the options? There's the Mirror of Fate.
There's the
There's-
Mirror of Fate. A guy's still trying to get Mocken to play Chicken, Chicken, Chicken. There's for chasing Comet Stand. There's a few other just random tents you can go in, and there's getting drink and food, which you understand being from this place. Even the flavors are somewhat illusory and magical.
Morkan will immediately go to the chickens.
You
He's
can't
like,
free them. You can't free them.
Okay, so
but can he
Mocken's-
put them in his bag?
the guy, I should say, the guy who's telling him to play Chicken, Chicken, Chicken has no chickens on him.
Oh.
Morkan will go, where's chicken? I've got chicken. Where's your chicken?
Where's the other two chickens?
My
chicken.
Well, they are here, and he clicks his finger, and all of a sudden, your bag starts to rustle, and out of your bag pops a chicken, and then another chicken, and then another chicken, and then another chicken, all scurrying away in different directions as fast as they can go. And the guy says, "Where's your chicken?"
Oh.
Morkan is going to look very confused. Are they all my chicken?
And the guy looks at you and goes, "You don't really get what the Carnival of Illusion is about, do you?"
Cal's just going to say, gotta catch 'em all.
Inspiration, inspiration,
Yeah.
inspiration, Cal, for that. And yeah, you've got chickens running around. There are at least 8 chickens running around, Mokan.
Great.
Morkan will start chasing you after the nearest one.
Okay, while that's going on, because I'm assuming you're doing this on your own, what's everyone else want to do?
I
Well,
think
Tariel's probably going to look at Florian and see if he does want to go to the Mirror of Fate, but she's not going to say anything because last time she opened her mouth, well, I suppose I didn't open my mouth. Yeah, she's still a bit kind of like doesn't dare say anything, but she's going to look at Florian.
I'm
Sarah,
going.
Get the feeling the 10 minutes is almost up because you
We need
also had
to
to
go to
pick
the
up your
fate.
caltrops as well.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
going to the Mirror of Fate, you two.
I'm
Okay.
gonna suggest Tariel. Shall
Okay.
we?
Yeah, go on then. Let's see what happens. It can't get any worse.
Okay.
Look at.
Kutsara, Cal, what are you doing?
Cal's sort of looking at the drink symbol. So he's going to just look at Katara and go, drink?
yeah. Spoonlord's kind of eyeing up the hot dog stand.
We're going
But
to go.
Uh, yeah, okay. You go and have the most wonderful delicacies you've ever had in your life. Flavors that you didn't even know existed. Hot dogs that taste like cat dogs which taste like spoon dogs. Everything is some kind of dog here, and you can have it all. And the drinks are just wonderful. If you want a drink which tastes like treacle, you can have it. If you want something which tastes like vodka, you can have it. Basically, anything you can imagine. If you can imagine its taste, it's there for you.
Can I get a coin dog for nibbles?
Yeah, you can get a coin dog. You can get a coin dog.
Very good.
We can just
Good
turn
job.
around and go, hey, Mocha, how's it going with the chickens?
Okay, and yeah, let's resolve that. So, Mocken, can you do a dexterity check for me
Dex save.
with disadvantage because you're still very drunk? I've just remembered.
Six. That it would be a 6.
Okay, you fail to get the first chicken that's on it somewhere, and there's still sellers.
Sorry, say that again. You broke up
Broke up.
slightly.
Am I better?
No.
Uh,
Better now?
There's an illusionary version of you, I think, taking over.
You're
Okay, am I better now?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a momentary internet connection unstable. I don't know why that happened, but it seems to have gone out. So you missed the chicken, and there's 7 others still running around.
So the first chicken disappeared or just gone?
ran off into a hedge.
What if that was a real chicken? He's going to run past that hot dog place and go, do you have something that chickens like?
The thing that everyone likes, and they give you a chicken dog,
He's
which
going to
is
throw.
not a chicken burger based. Before anyone goes with that, it is chicken feed in the shape of a dog.
It's more like a corn dog.
Yes, it's more of a corn dog. Yeah.
So,
we already have
so-
information, so I can't.
so Mocken is going to throw it towards the chickens, and hopefully they'll go together.
Yeah, you do very well at getting them all together, and the man sort of nods his head and goes, "Oh, well done. I didn't think you had that kind of smarts in you there, but I can reveal
Chickens
that
like
your
food.
chicken
I like
saved-"
food.
No, I was going to say that your chicken was all along, and he points to your backpack and just nudges it slightly, and you hear a familiar. And your chicken never left your rucksack.
That'll do, Mokan. That'll do. Nice, Elbies.
So that is you, Mokan, and that leaves and Tariel. And you know what? Just because it feels like a very tender moment, describe how you were both to everyone as you go towards the mirror of fate.
Seeing as how Tariel seemed to let me be leading, I will stop at the front entrance to where is it like a room, or is it just the big mirror?
It is a very odd meant for people to go in one at a time. And there's a woman in a black dress who's sort of arms folded. She has rather curly red hair and looks to be very elegant and regal. Must once have been a great beauty, but now slightly beginning to fade.
And it's one at a time.
And it's one at a time. He's wondering what to do, and she said, come forward. Are you a couple?"
Yes.
Okay.
She raises her brow at Tariel at the hesitancy there, and then glances at Florian. And when she looks at you, Florian, make for you.
Sorry, wait, you're breaking up again, Andrew.
You're really breaking up.
Oh, sorry. Okay. What
Have you
do
got
hear?
something else running on the internet at the same time?
Nothing that should be causing them. I've got Roll20 open. I've got pages for enemies you might meet,
Okay.
and I've got the stream chat.
Okay. That shouldn't be a problem then. Yeah, we didn't hear what you asked us to do.
Okay. Right. So when she looks at Florian, I want both.
We lost it
Can't
again.
Can you hear me now? Is it?
We can sort of hear you some of the time, and then you just cut out again for a while.
Right. Okay.
Fate is not fated to be.
So we'll do one more try. If it goes, oh no, I'm getting an internet connection is unstable again.
When actually, really ironically, we can hear you now.
Okay.
Wow.
No.
No,
No.
okay, we can't.
It's like always. It's like, okay, now what I need you to do is make a check.
Yeah.
Then
What
never
kind
what
of
check.
check?
I know. Hear me now. I'm gonna put it in the stream chat. What I'm trying to say.
Okay, that would work.
Okay.
Get our instructions through stream chat. This will be really funny.
Yeah.
Well, there's also the Zoom chat.
Oh yeah, there's
Phew.
also Zoom chat
And Roll20 chat.
and Roll20 chat.
And we've
Very
Discord.
long.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me now?
I heard
Not
that.
very well.
Not very well. So what I'm going to do.
And now your camera's moving for the first time in ages. So
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Every time I'm
I
going to
think-
type what I'm doing, you imply that you can hear me. So I'm getting
we can hear you and see you
I hear
moving
you, Gabe.
again now.
Yeah.
So I think whatever it is
right. We'll assume it's passed. If it hasn't, if it goes again, I'm going to log out of Zoom and just
Okay.
turn my internet off and on.
okay.
Yeah.
But for
Okay.
now, can you make perception checks?
Perception checks. Okay.
Oh my good day! Yes, yes, I did it.
I think they automatically failed on a perception check.
Yeah, I think we were trying to make perception checks the entire time. That entire moment was a perception check.
Right.
Someone pointed out
Um,
it's so epic that Roll20 and Zoom just can't handle it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Florian, you don't really notice anything.
Yeah. And I notice even less.
No, you notice something. Because
But I
this
got a
is
12.
this is stacked a little differently. You had different values to make.
Oh, okay.
Tariel, you notice when the woman looks at Florian that her breath kind of catches a little bit as she looks at him, and there's sort of a bit of a gasping moment as her eyes seem to light on him.
In what way? Is she like shocked by him or recognition or something else entirely?
With the role you've got, you're not quite sure what it is, but she's definitely noticed something about Florian.
She's noticed something about Florian.
Yeah, either she just really likes the look of him, or just sort of wasn't expecting him to be as good looking as
Have
she
you
thought.
two met?
She
Have you haven't kissed her, have you?
kissed me. Kiss me, good gracious! No, I don't
And I'm-
know this man. Sorry, I was. She
I've-
blushes a bit and just starts mumbling to herself.
You were never a spider, I hope.
No, I
Good.
was
Yeah.
not a spider. But and anyway, I am sorry. I am very sorry. This is the Mirror of Fate, where couples go in and well, you can look in the mirror and it will show you a possible fate for your future. And we encourage couples to go in and enjoy it and see what they see. Please be aware that we are illusionists here, and even though we have a fortune teller on hand who helps feed into this, it's not always 100% accurate. So please don't sue. And you can tell she's a bit sort of ruffled at the moment without needing any further perception.
Okay. All right then.
I will look over at Tariel and go, "Milady, if you would, I would love for you to join me."
All right then.
Oh, it's one at a time. It's one at a time. We
But
found
even as a couple.
even as a couple, yes. We find that people who she's really mumbling over her words now and sort of shaking her head a little and just looking down at the ground. We've had some problems in the past where couples go in and they don't see things which quite match up with each other. So we let them go in one at a time in case one of them wants to lie to the other.
Right. I'll go first then.
Okay. You step into the room and you find before you a very garish heart-shaped mirror.
Great.
And the whole inner part of the room has pink lighting going on. All the candles are sort of glowing a soft illusory pink. And as you look into the mirror, you see yourself dressed in full bridal gown, and coming up behind you is a man who you recognize very well from your adventures, with a rather slightly annoying too smug smile on his face for what's going on. And then as he
I'm assuming that's Florian.
Oh yes, it is Florian. It is Florian.
Just thought I'd make sure.
Yeah. As he wanders close, you see in the background, sort of as wedding guests, a load of spiders in funerary garb, all crying as their number one bachelor is taken off the market.
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, well, that's just a load of crap, and go towards the exit.
Yeah, you
But
go out the other side.
As I get to the exit, I
Oh, okay.
deliberately try and stealth and with inspiration hide on the inside of the tent so that I
Okay.
see Florian's entrance and exit. I got 14.
So you're trying to hide in
I'm
the
trying
tent.
to hide in the tent by the exit.
I'm
But
gonna.
it looks like I've left.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that as a thing against Florian's own perception going
Okay.
in.
I'm not trying to fool Florian. I'm trying to fool whoever's monitoring the tent. Just so it's clear.
Okay,
Florian.
Florian.
That's 20.
Florian on going in, even if you're just trying to fool the tent, you're
Okay.
still there. So Florian is aware of you
Okay.
on entry.
I am going to completely ignore the fact that she is there. I am going to play it off as if I don't see her.
Okay. You go over. I mean, I'm guessing you're going over to the mirror still. Then you're going to.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So you
Maybe even make the sort of a grand flourish of sorts and be like, well, mystery mirror, what fortune have you for me?
So you step up to the mirror and you see yourself stood sort of in a very heroic sort of mountainous sort of pose.
I love that your camera only caught the
Yeah.
Oh, did it only catch so much? Did it?
Yeah.
yeah, from
It
about
caught
waist to knees.
Okay,
Or-
okay. That was probably the important bit for how you were standing. That was the only bit I was trying to describe. But anyway, you are in a you are standing in a very heroic pose atop a huge mountain of gold, with your dragon there curled around the bottom, and your dearly beloved Tariel sort of there looking up at you adoringly as your shirt flaps open in a flowing breeze that ruffles your hair majestically.
I'm going to pull out Bellatrix and just be like, see, someday this can all be ours. I'm just going to pet Bellatrix.
Yeah,
And
that
put
happens.
Bellatrix back.
And then Tariel, you're still there, assuming that you're well hidden.
No, I'm still there.
What would you like to do in reaction to this? You can see what he
I'm assuming I've
sees.
seen this.
Yeah, you have seen what he sees.
I'm gonna, at that point, not even pretend that I'm trying to be stealthy. I'm just gonna walk out the tent.
Okay, and that happens. And then you go out, and the woman in charge who seemed to be blustering so much before seems to have disappeared, and the crowds all seem to be moving towards the big dance stage where Imagine Dragons are opening up their big numbers.
Okay, I'm assuming Florian will follow me out the tent at some point.
You have to ask him. Yeah, depending on how much he is enjoying that view in the mirror, you never know.
I just have to ask, is Tariel in the Princess Leia with Jabba the
No.
Hutt sort of?
No.
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 Okay,
It's
now
it's a
we
bit
can move
more
on
of a tasteful Romanesque flowing
Ah.
toga.
then. Nice. Nah, she looks best in that fighting gi. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, so are you, just because I never like to assume what any of you guys are going to do, are you going to follow the noise and the music?
I am
Depends
going
on
to
how
look
big
at.
the numbers they're using are. Are they like big 5s and 6s, or don't worry.
You said they're bringing out their big numbers.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Morkan is still trying to find all the chickens.
Oh, well, the chickens are not there anymore, but the guy who
Well, there was one that ran in the bush.
the guy's going to pat you on the shoulder and try and steer you back to your mates because he feels you need the help. And
Yep.
tries to explain to you that all of the other chickens were not real, including the one who went into the hedges, and that your chicken is safe in your pack.
I think Morkan will accept that.
Okay.
Sarah would, upon seeing Florian and Tario, she sort of goes up to Florian and just sort of, because she's about elbow height, sort of taps him on the elbow. Says, can we have a little chat, just you and me?
Yes.
Can we, lovely?
Would the
Mario's-
rest of you like to go on to the music venue while they have their little
Yeah.
chat?
I'm going to be a bit like,
Yeah.
what? But yeah, I'll let them have a chat. Having seen Florian's mirror, I will let them have a chat.
So Sarah is just yeah, so yeah, the whole thing, you and Tario. In my tribe we have an old saying where it basically, the way to a woman's heart is through a good spoon. And it is customary in my tribe when we love someone to exchange love spoons. And I couldn't help notice that the necklace didn't really go down well. So and she reaches into her bag and then she pulls out the 2 silver spoons that Tario gave her. I have engraved upon these 2 spoons the gnomish runes for love and romance and good luck. And there is one with a F for Florian and one for a T for Tario. And the idea is you give one to her and then you keep one, and then wherever you are, you always know that you're the same 2 spoons of the same set and you kind of fit together.
Oh.
And she just kind of gives them to Florian and goes, don't fudge it up.
Inspiration Kutsara.
Inspiration
Amazing.
Kutsara.
And then walks off.
Hey, thank you. Really,
Mm.
thank you,
Spoony friend.
spoony friends. And I will try to run to catch up with Tario
Yeah.
and Milady.
Mm.
I have to impart on you a lovely gift from our spoony friend. These are meant to be reminders that we are 2 from the same set. And I will show her the spoons and I will hand her the F. And I will say, I will hold the T spoon close to my heart.
Sarah's across the road. Going,
I'm assuming I'm going to recognize that they're the spoons from my monastery as well. Because they're the spoons that Tariel took from the monastery.
Yeah, I would assume so. So
Awesome. I'm going to slightly tear up at that one, I think. And then I'm not going to be quite sure what to do with the spoon. Where do I put it?
have you got any pockets in that?
Not
robe of
really. I
yours?
don't really need any pockets.
Tuck it into the bindings of your hand.
Yes. I'm going to
Oh,
tuck
you
it
could do that.
tuck it down there. Down by my wrist.
I'm going to put mine in some sort of hidden pocket in my vest.
Can I put the spoon in my hair? Yes, actually, that would be better. I'm going
that
to
would
tuck
be
it
so
into my
cool.
ponytail. I'm assuming it wouldn't hang from the necklace because there's nothing to hang it from. I'm going to tuck it into my ponytail.
Right.
I like the Lilo and Stitch reference. That is very specific, but I love it.
She also knows I don't eat pickles.
My friends need to be punished.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Right, so after that, are you all going to the music venue?
I think we probably are, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you dance and watch the amazing spectacle of the band Imagine Dragons doing all kinds of amazing things with their music and illusions, you begin to notice the music fading out and the band stilling, and the lead singer on stage becoming somber for a moment as he looks out onto the crowd. Thank you. We just want to say we're having a real good time tonight. It's such a thrill to be here playing in your town. I can't remember the name of the town because we're doing this every night. But
Neither
believe me
can
when I say
we.
it. What?
Neither can we. Fine. Where are we?
Okay. But whatever the town name is, this one's the best. And a good-natured chuckle ripples through the crowd, and next to you, you hear one young couple giggling to each other and saying, the same jokes every time. And then the lead singer looks to his right and says, I'd just like to take a minute to call up to the stage the man responsible for bringing so much joy to so many for time immemorial. I grew up enchanted by the carnival, and now I can think of no better way of spending my life than performing here and being just a small part of his vision. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, a big band, please, for the man himself, the king of dreams, Gadwin Munderson. And you all watch as an elderly man in grand robes shuffles onto the stage. He leans heavily on a stick and his going is slow. All the same, he seems to be glowing at the reception he has received and gives a warm but somewhat frail wave to the crowd as he makes his way to the front. Friends old and new, you are very welcome here in my vision. And Munderson begins a speech extolling the virtue of dreams, his vision on building a world of happiness and delight where anyone can live out their fantasies and desires and rekindle some of that wonderment found only in childhood. But before he gets too far into his speech, Florian, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Okay. Can I make a perception check real quick?
You can. You could turn around if you wanted as well.
Well, I want to see if my spidey senses are tingling.
Be fair, after the kisses you've had, they're probably always on.
Inspiration
right.
GM.
Okay. So it's a 14 perception.
You recognize that someone is definitely tapping you on the shoulder from behind, and you assume that they probably want your attention.
Okay, I will turn around.
And you see before you the slightly older woman from the Hall of the Mirror of Fate, and she's sort of winding a lock of her hair and looking nervously up at you and says, I'm sorry to disturb you, but... And she looks at Tariel a little nervously, but I couldn't help but notice your rather charming and comely look before. Don't worry though, I'm not coming on to you. I'm not coming on to you. I'm one of Munderson's little helpers here at the show, and I'm responsible for some trifling illusions about the fair. Please, I know this is an awful imposition, but would you mind terribly if I just studied your eyes for a second?
I'm going to tap Tariel on the shoulder.
Okay. I will turn round instantly.
Hi.
Fist slightly raised, actually.
No,
I'm a bit
it's
twitchy.
okay.
Yeah.
She wants to know if she can study my eyes.
No.
I'm sorry, my lady. I will honor this lady's wishes.
The woman.
Was she the chair
Looks-
that you kissed?
I mean, you never know. You never know in the. You never know in the Carnival of Dreams who you're running into at any one time. So that would be awkward.
I'm gonna be a bit like if my no then makes it slightly awkward, I'm gonna be like, why? Why on earth would you want to study his eyes?
Well, you see, our illusions, all of them are based on real people. It's the way we make things look so real. I just really thought that this man's eyes were good for a character I'm coming up with for one of the new features we're putting in soon. And I just really wanted to take a moment to just sort of hone them down and just really try and capture their essence so that our illusions don't seem lifeless to anyone who sees them. The whole point of this place is that people believe it.
One Florian is enough. Trust me.
She bites her bottom lip and sort of wrings her hands together and slowly nods it out and goes, I'm sorry, I've been awkward. I've offended you. I understand. I'll go. I'm sure I can find someone else. And she does give a quick final glance to Florian, seeming honestly quite disappointed that she didn't get what she wanted here, but understanding and walking off. And before any of you can have a chance to talk about it, you then hear from the front of the stage, well, I think I've taken up enough of your time this evening waffling on. I'm sure when you came to my little carnival, you did not look to be lectured to by some old windbag. I need to turn in for the night as my bones do not hold me up as they used to. But rest assured, you are all in great hands as I leave you in the capable charge of my apprentice and one day successor, Riella Torwin. And a light seems to project from the old man's hand, lighting up the woman you've just spoken to.
Great.
Ah.
I'm not going to let Florian out of my sight for the rest of the evening.
Yeah, a handful of butterflies and a few songbirds rush through the crowd surrounding her, and she blushes a little, doubly so you suspect because of the conversation she's just been having with you, and slips away towards the stage where she's forced to go up and take a nervous bow and a wave, though she doesn't make any kind of speech. And can you all make perception checks?
Yep. Oh, do I have inspiration? No, I don't. Oh, I got 17 anyway.
And while you're making those, I'm just going to disappear and refill my water bottle a sec because my throat is parched. So just give me a moment.
That's fine.
Oh, good. I have a 13.
Getting a buzz from Andrew again. Oh yeah, Kulduro could make a perception check. I have Kulduro. He's not done an awful lot. Follow me around a park.
I mean, I'm not sure a carnival is generally aimed at a giant frog.
No.
Giant
Although
ice
I do
frog.
wonder how much they think the giant frog is part of the act.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, we should probably say something rather than that.
Yeah, that's true. Just sit here in silence.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. What would
What
Kulduro
culture?
have seen in the Mirror of Fate? I have absolutely no idea. More bats, probably.
I was
An
gonna say
absolute mountain
bats.
of bats and rats. Yeah. Kulduro likes eating bats.
Yeah. Spoon Lord?
I think Spoonlord would be seeing mounds and mounds of hot meat right
Mm,
off the spit.
Yep.
With Kutsara riding atop,
yeah.
Eh,
Charging into battle.
charging into battle.
Spider's legs. Grilled spider's legs.
yeah,
Yes.
grilled spider leg.
Yeah.
Cal would see his costume cut up into bikini.
What am I walking in on?
I
we
think
were,
he
we
would
were
like that a
wondering what
lot.
others would see in the Mirror of Fate.
Oh, right.
Cal would have a proper bikini, not one made out of rags.
Itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow toes.
Right.
Okay, so looking at your perception checks. Let's start from the lowest. Kutsara, you are having such a good evening with your spoon dogs that you don't notice anything. Cal,
Just so you know, the lowest one with my name on was actually called Doro. The one further up with my name on was actually me.
okay, so that means you
I got a 17.
and
Mokan and
yeah, you, Mokan, and I'm getting into names again. I want to call everyone Anurin again, but no.
Florian.
Florian, you both notice that as the woman Riella is on the stage, while everyone claps for her, the clapping seems to be more polite than anything, and a few people around just seem a bit sort of like to see her on the stage. And you also, you particularly Tariel, in fact only you notice a few people next to you just sort of whispering to each other and saying, oh, if Master Munderson's going to be taking his leave soon, that'll put her in charge. We should probably get the kids home and to sleep soon. Yeah, maybe so, maybe so. And you see a couple of people, not many, this is only like 1% of everyone at the fair, but a few people are starting to sort of look about taking an early leave.
I'm going to lean into Florian and be like, there is something really, really wrong with her, and I'm not even just being jealous.
Okay. We need to investigate this.
Yeah. And I've really had enough of creepy stuff. So can we do this without it being creepy?
Is it cute stuff we have to kill?
Was I being creepy?
No. No, at home. I'll tell you about it later.
When I've had a couple drinks in you.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds fair. Let's get the others in on this
Yeah.
and let's come up with a game plan. Maybe we can sneak somewhere.
Okay.
What
Okay,
Florian
so-
does best.
As you go, a few people, you notice among the people going, I need to remember the name. Bob Vance. There we go. You notice Bob the barman, he's starting to go back towards town, and he gives you a look and just says, the night's still young and it's pretty good here, but just a word to the wise, that Riella, she's the reason we bar up the windows and doors.
Yeah, we'd already picked up on that.
What exactly happens when she's in charge?
He scratches the back of his head and shrugs his shoulders a bit and goes, she's all right. She's learning the craft, and honestly, what happened last year, it was hardly anything, but she has, let's call it, somewhat more ambitious ideas for the carnival than Munderson's magic lunacy. She puts on some good shows. But it was a wonderful murder mystery she did a couple of years back. I remember that. There was an illusory body on the ground. All of us had to work out who the killer was. That was that was fun. That was good. But then there was the Room of Nightmares 2 years ago, and that wasn't so good for those who went in there. But she warned them. She warned them. So she seems like her heart's in the good place, but she's just rather too ambitious, and we're all just waiting for her to calm down and Mr. Munderson to maybe taper off some of that youthful enthusiasm she's got. As for the
Right.
windows, well, she let some of her illusions go a bit far off the camp grounds last year. Some of the young men followed them and got confused as to what was real and what was not, and they ended up breaking a few of the windows, thinking they were rescuing some kind of princess from a castle. But
Yeah, we're not going to be rescuing any princesses.
oh,
How-
fair enough, fair enough.
how just
Princesses really
sad
are a
isn't that?
thing for you, aren't they? Anyway, we're heading back now, but it should still be a good time for people like you. Carry on and enjoy yourselves, and he looks both ways and says, I don't want to leave the door to the tavern unlocked in case anything happens like last year, but I'll leave the key under the mat for you when you want to get back. And he
Okay.
gives you a wink and then heads on. He's not walking too fast. He's going at a pleasant gait, and as said, most of the town are still there and very much engaged, but there's a definite sense that people are starting to get the kiddie winks home.
I'm gonna look over at Tariel and say, he really didn't need to leave a key.
No, he really didn't, did he?
We'll
Mm.
humor him.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm guessing we're going to stick around because it sounds like we might be needed.
Yep.
100.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like it's going to get a little darker.
Yeah. I didn't really
And-
want darker.
Okay, so what would you like to do at this point? Everything's still open. All the it has gotten darker now. The sky is a bit darker, but the
I
stars
will
are out
keep an
bright.
eye on
The moon's
her
out.
and keep an
Mhm.
eye on Florian, and yeah. I want to know what she did as soon as the whole thing finished with her little speech and everything. Where did she go from there?
So yeah, I'm going to because the crowds are large. Can you just take a perception check on that?
Yep.
With advantage that you were already on her. Yeah,
19.
that's fine. That's fine. So you notice that after she goes off the stage with Munderson, Munderson just seems to shuffle over towards his own caravan, which is a rather ornate wagon off to one of the sides in the far corner of the fairground. They do not talk to each other at all as they go. You're very aware of that. And she casts occasional glances back into the crowds in your general direction.
Okay.
And the only other thing you see before she slips away into the kind of backstage area that's for crew only is her taking out several times a small wound pocket watch and seeming to check the time.
Okay. Do I have any idea what the time is?
You reckon it's around 20 past 10 or
That's very
25 past
precise.
10. It's because it
Right.
is the time now, and it kind
Yeah.
of suits for when it is in the evening then as well.
What's guarding the employee-only area?
You see a few people who do look like just other sort of mages from the group, but they're a bit sort of burlier. They're typical hands crossed. They're obviously not doing anything specifically to keep the illusions alive. All the other people who seem to be involved with the performances either have to stay very close to their stalls to keep their illusions and things running, or they are actively just sort of, some of them you see sat in places just sort of keeping their eyes on certain points to keep things looping and going. So you can tell that these people are different because they don't seem to be actively engaged in keeping anything running, but are more obviously just sort of looking
Okay.
round and
I'm going to take Florian's hand, and then I'm going to lean towards Cal. I'm going to say, in 2 minutes, we need a distraction, a really, really big one. And then I'm going to lead Florian towards the employee-only area.
So did you ask us for a distraction?
I asked Cal for a distraction.
Cal is going to go, distractions.
and you have 1 minute 40 seconds left to do that.
He is just going to cast prestidigitation over and over and over again.
How
To
many
try and-
times?
to sort of 10 to 15 times, trying to create more
Okay.
and more sparks.
A potion appears in front of you. Please roll a d4.
3.
It is poison.
Oh.
Oh, hold on. No. 3 is antidote. Sorry, I'm reading that wrong. 3 is antidote.
Get an antidote.
Oh, useful.
I'm
Um,
assuming prestidigitation also is cast at that point.
Yes, it is. And then on the second casting, you lose control of the power you're trying to cast, and you add 1d4 to your roll.
That doesn't
I-
make any sense.
I add a 3 to prestidigitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just sort of make it bigger.
I'm going to say that your prestidigitation effect here, because of the power gain, when you lose control of it, because there's so much magic in the air, there's so many spells and intricacies going off, it's almost like your wild magic has disrupted something around the place, and as you let off a spark into the air, it hits a tent, and the tent just instantly catches fire.
Awesome. That's exactly the kind of
And
distraction I
woofs
wanted.
off. And
That's right.
whether you
Ah,
carry
whoops.
on with your prestidigitation, whether you want me to do all remaining
No, I
13
don't think you need to at that
So
point.
So,
I-
yes.
The second there is a distraction, I will wait and see. Like, well, I would check to see if the other guards are noticing and paying attention to the fact there is now a fire, and then I will try and stealth with Florian to the employee-only area.
Right, the other guards are very alarmed to see a real fire in the place, and there's a general pause to events for a moment as everyone rushes to get water and chuck it on the fire.
Okay.
Some of the patrons go and pick up some jugs and toss them into the air, only to find hummingbirds coming out instead of water and realize, oh, this is just an illusory one. Someone else tries to throw down a sandbag and it bursts into a pile of gophers. But eventually, the staff who know what's real and what's not in the place are able to get some real water on it and start putting out the fire.
Okay. Well, while that's happening, we're sneaking in. We're trying to follow Rayella. whatever her
Yeah,
name
can
is.
you still make some
Stealth checks?
stealth checks, but with advantage for?
Oh, good.
I
'cause
got a
was gonna say
26.
I got a 16.
Yeah, with the fire raging, you both make it through.
Okay. I'm
So
assuming
you're
we're looking
leaving
for
Mokan,
Rayella.
Kutsara, and
We're
Cal
leaving
behind.
Mokan, Kutsara, and Cal behind. Yeah.
You're definitely leaving Cal behind because there are some people
Yeah.
who want to have a word with him.
Unless Kutsara and Mokan follow us, I suppose. I didn't technically tell you to do anything, but I did make sure I
Right.
had Florian, and that was it. So it depends what Mokan and Kutsara decide to do, I guess.
I have no idea where I am at the moment. So does Mokan see them moving?
You've been all together at the dance, so you know you should have at least heard them saying that they wanted a distraction from Cal, and then possibly seen them wander off.
Yeah.
You're still very drunk, so honestly, you might have lost them within the first foot
Yeah.
that they got
Right.
away from you.
We have to do stealth if we want. I'm
If you
guessing.
want to stealth, yeah. But with advantage, it seems.
Not in Mokan's case because he's so
No,
drunk.
I think we're talking Kutsara's case. Kutsara got a natural 20.
And Mokan has natural disadvantage on stealth because of his heavy armor.
Then you get double disadvantage.
Oh, is everyone coming?
I
I will leave
Morkan is just.
Kalduro with Cal.
I think Morkan would have left them go on away because he's not been able to catch up. So whatever
Yeah.
they've managed, but Morkan is
Mokken
trying
just
to.
bumps into the first person he sees, and
So Mokan, Kalduro, and Cal are together, and Spoonlord, Kutsara, Florian, and Tariel are together.
yeah, the guards do notice Spoonlord, but as far as they're concerned, it's only a dog,
Okay.
and they've got more pressing matters to deal with. Kutsara, you just are amazing moving through this crowd. You manage to blend in with the illusions seamlessly. It is a wonderment and a testament to the silvery genius of the Spoon Goddess. And you managed to make it into the backstage area.
Okay, I'm going to look for Riella again. Do you want me to make a perception check?
No, she hasn't gone far. So as you go round the corner, you can see her just sort of basically at the backstage area where the big stage where Imagine Dragons were playing before. She's just leaning against a post, head back, going, just sort of, calm it down. You'll be okay. You'll get through it. You can do it. And she sort of turns her head to one side, listening to the thing, going, is that a fire? How's a fire going off already? What's going on? Munderson's only just gone into his tent. Oh, you're going to screw it up again. You're going to screw it up again. And you already embarrassed yourself once already. And she's looking rather fraught.
I'm going to not hide the fact I'm there then at that point, and I'm going to go up to her.
When she sees you, she gets immediately jumpy and sort of says, look, if it's about what I said
No,
before, I am sorry. Okay.
It's not. You clearly need to learn to be a bit calmer. So I'm literally going to, at that point, I'm going to take her hands. I'm going to sit her down, cross-legged. I'm going to sit cross-legged in front of her as I do it. I'm going to say, let me show you a few things. And I'm going to try and teach her how to meditate. 'Cause I'm a monk, so I should know how to do that.
Yeah, Riella is going to... Can you make a persuasion check on her doing that? On
Yep. I got a natural 20.
Yeah. She can still hear the commotion around the corner.
Inspiration! I'm assuming that's for me.
Yeah.
Yay. It's all right. We set the fire. I'm going to be like, don't worry about the fire. They're putting the fire out. It's a real fire. It's not you. Calm down. And then I'm going to teach her like a breathing technique, some kind of meditation, something or other that Tariel knows from when she was first a monk.
Yeah, so she takes a while to get into this because she can hear what's going on, but soon enough, Imagine Dragons is playing again on the stage singing We Didn't Start the Fire. And everything seems to be getting back in order for the party, and that sort of makes her nod a bit, and she sits down and just goes, okay, deep breaths, you can do this. And she's trying her best to meditate. You persuaded her to give it a try. She obviously has a lot of nerves to unwind here, though, so she's not going to become a Zen master in one single sit down. Let's just say that. Hi, Savanti 2K? Cervantes? I can't decide how to say.
2K. No, I don't know. Hi.
I want to say Cervantes because it was one of my favorite heroes in Soul Calibur, but I don't think that's right.
Cervante. I'd have gone with Cervante. Either way, maybe they'll tell us if we've said their name right.
Yes.
Like Miguel de Cervantes,
So-
who wrote Don Quixote.
Ooh, say that again. That was
Yeah. Say that
flowery.
again?
Miguel de Cervantes, who wrote Don Quixote.
Ah.
Don
Which was
Quixote.
the greatest
I
of
know
La
Don
Mancha.
Quixote. I I got lost in the dreaminess of the rest of the words there, and I kind of want Florian to just continue talking like that from now on.
I will pick up Spanish as a second language.
In this universe.
Which keys is better?
Oh,
So sorry.
I don't got that.
Yeah.
So Florian's amazing words actually serve to help calm Riella down even more, because they are very calming words.
Okay.
I don't know if you're saying that in character or not, but I've decided you are.
Spoon Lord's gonna sort of come and sit down next to Riella as well, because
Oh,
dog
do you want to
makes-
explain? Cervantes just
Oh.
art said Guild of the Feathered Spoon.
Guild of the Feathered
and-
Spoon. It's kind of because every person in the group now has a pet. And the first pet happened to be Kutsara's, played by Kate, and she worships the spoon goddess. And we ended up calling the dog Spoon Lord. And then Mokan thinks that a feather is his god, or something like that. Or the feather
Mokan
he
is our
has
orc.
came from his god. So
And
his
he's
spiritual
actually
weapon is
taken
a
out
feather.
people with yeah.
Yeah, he's killed people with a feather. So we are the Guild of the Feathered Spoon.
It's been a long
voted
campaign and
for
it's a
by
long story,
you.
but it works.
Really long story. And everyone has a pet, so yeah. Anyway, so it sounds like Tariel, Florian, and Spoonlord are working together to try and keep her calm.
Yeah, I am
Calm her
all
down.
happy for that. And she does look like she's getting calmer. She's still very nervous and tense, but she does seem a lot calmer than she was before.
Okay. Once we've got her as calm as we can, I'm
Mhm.
going to ask her what happened the last time she wasn't calm. But I'm going to be fairly tentative about it. And if she starts to get flustered thinking about it, I will stop probing.
The last time, and she winces a bit about it, goes, "Oh, you're on about the last time we were here. I remember this town. Oh, gods, I remember this. This was the town where they broke the window.
It's
I-
just
I
a window.
thought-
It's just a window. It's not the end of the world.
Well, it really wasn't, was it?" She starts defending herself now and being a bit whiny, and she says, "I mean, I paid for the windows after that. I told the town the next day we stayed behind a bit longer than normal. It really threw the whole carnival off for a day or so, but we stayed behind, we fixed things, we paid for it, and I'm trying, I'm really trying, but
Does
Munderson,
Munderson know?
Munderson, bless him, she sort of, whatever sort of half strained smile goes a bit more strained at that moment as she tries to speak of her employer, and there's a moment's hesitation, and then she says, "He's a wonderful person, he really is, but he's been running the carnival the same way for years, and when I take over, I want to put my own spin on it, because things aren't always wonder and lights. That's why the Garden of Remembrance I made went down so well. It was supposed to be a thing for people who didn't enjoy just the madness, and all I want to do is just put my own spin on this place, make it something more meaningful, something that when you wake up the day after, you really treasure the memory and it becomes a part of your life, not just some nonsense dream." She shakes her head then and just goes, I'm sorry, I'm waffling on about this. I should just try and be the next Munderson and just make everything nonsense and bananas as it always has been."
You don't have to be the next Munderson, but maybe not something about nightmares. People don't tend to like confronting their own nightmares, even if they think they do.
Well, it was meant to that was meant to be a sort of way of improving yourself. No one was forced to go in there. That was a special room. Everyone who went in there was told that you go in there to face your fears, and I was hoping it would make people the stronger for it. Face your fears once, and then you've conquered them. And
Yeah, you might want to start with fears that when they get out of control can't kill people.
she gives a nod at that and says, I'm trying. I just have so many good ideas, you know, so many things I could do with this place. And maybe I'm overstretching myself, and I've been told that's what all apprentices do from time to time. I don't think I can speak of a single major apprentice who hasn't broken a few labs trying some epic experiment that didn't
I'm
go
pretty
right.
sure all apprentices break things at some point. That's not just mages.
She smiles at that and brings back a lock of her hair and looks up at Florian and says, I can see why you like this one.
Oh.
So can I.
She gives a little giggle and says, you know, you really would have been a good model for that exhibit I was going to run. And then she sort of shakes her head and goes, no, I'm not getting back
What-
onto that. I don't need
What
to.
exhibit was this that you were thinking of? What's this
Well,
exhibit?
well, I was just trying to make something a little more friendly, a little more up to Munderson's speed. So it occurred to me that so many people come to the ground single, and we do things for the older couples. We have the thing where we help them be young for the entirety of the evening, and we claim their youthful forms. That's always gone down well under Munderson. And I was thinking maybe some of the lasses who come in here without a date, maybe we could make them some kind of special escort for the evening, some man to have on their arm so they wouldn't be so lonely. And you make perception checks on that, actually. Make a perception check.
It's insight if we're trying to check whether she's
Insight, yes.
lying.
Insight works, yeah. Go with insight.
Oh,
Yeah.
my perception is better. Oh, good. 19. Didn't matter.
I'm happy to take your original persuasion one because a roll's a roll at the end of the day. So both,
Persuasion.
or was that your
That's
previous
my
one?
previous
Yeah,
persuasion.
yeah. Okay, I thought you did a
Um,
double roll
No.
close together. Yeah. So Florian, you get the sense from your amazing way with women and just your navigation of the female sex or whatever have you. That's what you'll
Oh,
tell
yeah.
yourself anyway. But you get the sense that this lady might cast herself among such singletons who go around the fair without a date. You notice that she has no ring on her finger despite being in her 40s. So she obviously hasn't settled down. She's been with the fair for a long time. And she just says, I just thought it would be a really nice idea so that everyone could go around the fair with someone. And well, I put everything else together about the escort character I had in mind. I've got faces, I've got a few with beards, a few without. I've got there was a really nice farmer in the other town. Oh my God, he was amazing. You should have seen the muscles on his chest. Wow.
Mm.
But anyway, your
Mhm.
eyes, I just thought they were kind of just right, you know, soothing and not too wild or sort of princely or anything. Just right. It's hard to explain. I should shut up now.
No, it's okay.
At that point, I am going to look to Florian and be like, the option's yours.
Because you've said that, she's going to look up kind of hopeful, wistful, not sure.
You may use my eyes for your illusion.
At that, Riella definitely seems to have calmed a great deal, and she puts her heart to her chest and says, oh, thank you. I know this is going to be one of the best things we've ever made for the show. It's going to be amazing. People are going to love it so much, and it's going to be so good for those people who come in by themselves, Besson, because this really is a event that you should see with someone. And once the character's perfected, I know it's going to be beautiful. And then she quickly checks the time and goes, right, to work. And she asks you to sit down before her, Florian.
I scooch over.
Okay. I will
And
sit down.
she gives a look to Tariel and gives a nod of thanks.
I'm
which-
going to stay quite close in case she still needs calming down later.
Yeah, so she does that and she starts looking into Florian's eyes. She's not doing anything, she's not sketching or making anything, but she just seems to be really focused on those eyes and really just concentrating on them as if she's trying to commit every facet of their color, shape to memory in that instant. And it's all going very, very well. And you can see her smile sort of drawing out as she's going, and she starts nodding to herself. It's like, yes, yes, that one's slightly different there. There's a little darker coloration. I can just about make it out. That one there. And then you hear a very loud scream coming from somewhere within the campsite beyond. Imagine Dragons stop playing, and the spell she was under, looking at those eyes and trying to get every facet, is momentarily broken, and she blinks twice and goes, "What was that?" And she looks to you guys and does a sort of double take. What's on tonight? What's on tonight? Oh, goodness, is it? No. There's no murder mystery tonight. That shouldn't be.
Not her. It's not her.
She bustles up to her feet then and goes,
It's not
thank you. It was really nice, but I better go and see to what's going on. Something
Riella,
has-
it's not you. It's not you causing all these problems.
Well, I mean, we don't have time for this. Whatever that scream was, we better find out now because
can we go with
that is
you?
not on
Yeah.
the agenda.
We'll
Do you want
just
us to
follow
come
her.
with
We'll
you?
No, we'll just do it anyway.
We're,
Just do it
we're
anyway.
coming with you. We're
Yeah.
coming with you.
Yes, please come with me. Come with me.
Yep.
And
And allow us
she-
to gather our friends.
Yep.
Yep. She
To
is
all help.
all on board with that, and she hurries you along, and we need to change the maps.
Ah, not her. I thought I was being so clever.
Is this a good point
To stop the stream.
Stop the stream.
to say find out next time?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
think
maybe
so.
people can find out next time if this is a good place to stop the stream. To find out next time. Next stream will be the discussion about whether now is the right time to stop the stream.
Yeah. We will stop the stream now. If you want to find out what people were screaming about and who it actually is causing the problems, because it's clearly not Riella.
It's all smoke and
Then-
mirrors.
Yeah.
Like a carnival of dreams.
Yeah. Then we will be back in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
The Guild of the Feathered Spoon, which is now what we're called.
It's official.
It's official. We are the Guild of the Feathered Spoon. Thank you everyone for watching. And as I said, we are back on Wednesday with our brand new adventure where we are all playing vampires. And we will have our first guest.
Woo, guests.
Yay.
Are we
Anything
going to
else
sing
say?
Beauty and the Beast at them?
What now?
Yeah, I guessed.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, no. Yes, maybe. I don't know. At the moment, we seem to be
Tune in on
singing-
Wednesday to find out.
Tune in on Wednesday to find out if someone sings because that seems to be a thing now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh.
awesome. Thank you for watching, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed that. That was significantly less sassy and salty than normal. But yeah. Anyway,
Cool.
I can't think. There's nothing else to say. Is there?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
nothing else to say. So
Nothing
Jo-
else to say.
join our Discord,
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Facebook.
join the Discord if you want to talk about stuff in between streams. The Discord can be quite funny.
be our friend.
Also, there's merch.
There's merchandise.
there's merch.
There's
Oh.
merchandise.
Also
We've all got Huzzah Smacketh
on-
mugs.
Hey,
Hey.
yes.
Get it on shirts and mugs, and I know that you've got the one for the pyramid, and
I don't have any of the.
you don't have any
stickers
of
with
that
me.
on hand.
I
but
forgot to bring the
it
stickers.
exists.
It does exist. Yes, there's also stories, guys. There we go. There's some of the stickers.
One sticker, two
Very
sticker.
good.
Sticker.
Ooh.
Ooh.
3 sticker. And now
Or
I'm just trying to get this right. There we go. And Story Squares.
Yay.
Woo!
That is such a great logo right there.
Yeah. Amy
Mm.
designed that one. Amy from the Story Squires. Awesome.
It is the best logo.
It is a pretty good logo, that one. We might need to now
Yeah.
come up with one for the Guild of the Feathered Spoon. There we go.
On that note,
We will see you all in
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
of days. Bye,
See you
everyone.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.